It's over 9,000!
Configure the language logic interface for Japanese.
Kawaii-Fi.
Kawaii-Fi.
Kawaii-Fi Radio.
Konnichiwa and welcome. You tuned into Kawaii-Fi Radio, the podcast where we dive in the world of anime, manga, and all things otaku Japanese culture. Are you okay, Aaron?
Yeah.
I'm Kyle, and with me is a very dazed Aaron.
He was imagining what it is to be a deer in the
camera
headlights.
guy.
Oh, that's what you're doing. And Kenny and Tifa, and it is our Anime Awards episode. Yes.
For last season?
Last year.
2023.
The 2023
this
Anime
year's
Awards.
Anime Awards.
Oh
We get a
my
head start
God.
on it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we've already decided Furen is the winner of
Yes.
2024.
At last, I've been telling you this all year.
But we used to do this a couple of years ago, and it was quite involved, and it took too long, and it was annoying.
It was a lot of work for, like, trying to be the Oscars, and nobody wants to be the Oscars anymore.
No one wants to be the Oscars
No.
anymore.
Our poor drum guy. I
I
remember that
know.
one year where he just kept going for a solid minute.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't put those on yet. Oh, well, that'll have to... there we go. He's still
around.
And frankly,
Anyway.
we had to do creative writing for some of the in-between awards bits, and that's a terrible idea. And we should do it.
Oh, but
No,
you
they were
loved voice
amazing.
acting it.
It was good
Yes,
fun.
I did the
Aw.
old man voice.
Yes, it was
and I
good
had
fun.
the bucket.
Oh, the bucket. Anyway, we're going to go through all this and get stuck in with we've got a similar process to what we used to do in the past in the order we go through, but we've kind of shrunk it down a bit because, 3 hours is way too long.
Instead of doing it as a pretentious point system, now we're just giving our
personal
unsolicited
picks.
opinions. This is YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
would have thought?
It is.
Good point.
Yeah. YouTube and podcast. Anyway, let's
Hey,
get...
hit the subscribe button and argue with me in the comments below.
Yeah, and if you want more info on how we do this, you can join the Patreon as well. But first, let's get stuck in with the awards. Anime Awards. Alrighty, so whoa, what's going on?
We're
I'm looking around and people are pointing finger guns at each other.
We
It's
have
like,
drama with the cameraman.
with the cameraman.
He knows what he did.
So we're going to start this off with kind of something that's going to, I think, be quite varied between us. And this is the best opening sequence for 2023. Now, this is about both the animation and the music, because there were a lot of great songs. But some shows had great songs and kind of questionable animation and vice versa. So, Tifa, I have a suspicion of possibly 3 that you may have picked.
I just picked one because I thought I should pick one for each, so it's not too long.
No, you've only picked one, and that's fine. But I'm saying, like, I had 3 possible
Yeah,
ones I thought
yeah.
you would have went. Is it Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yes.
Yes.
Checks out.
Cool.
It was pretty
Good
cool.
call. But yeah, I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen's opening was epic.
Yeah.
You are my special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's season 2, part 2 for the Shibuya arc, and I just think that the consideration they went into for the animation was like well worth giving them an award for.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Especially because they like lined up each of the characters in certain scenes in the opening so they could disappear at certain points as the show went on, and these characters no longer existed within the show. So at the end,
crazy.
there's a scene in the opening where there's a lot of people in this scene, and then in the final episode there's no one. It's just empty.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, have you seen the actual music video for the song?
Yeah. It's so good, right?
It's really intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like also part 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen season 2
Yeah.
had a great opening as well.
It does have a great opening. I just think this
no,
one
special
yeah.
was
better.
special.
Special was definitely better, but, like, the
But
fact
it was
had
really
2
good. I
ones.
loved the first one as
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Aaron, what about you?
What do you think?
Digimon?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, okay. Jujutsu Kaisen as well. Okay, fair enough. Yep, cool. Kenny?
Kind of narrowed it down to 3. Zom 100, Shangri-La Frontier, and Oshinoko.
Ooh, good choice.
I mean, Oshinoko's was standout.
Very
Yeah, that
cinematic.
was
Very
yeah.
iconic.
That went out wild. I went Zom 100 because when they finally
good.
finished it,
Yeah.
that opened because Bugs was it Bug Studio?
Yes.
Yeah. So brand new studio, never done anything before for production, and then they went in and they didn't have enough time to finish the opening while they were releasing it on a normal schedule, and it's like, wow, okay, that must suck as a new studio coming into that. And then they released an absolute banger final version of everyone like singing along to it and having fun and then
Yeah.
dancing with zombies. Like, oh,
Full
mwah.
zombie dance party.
It
That
was
was something I figured
perfect.
I'd see outside of Michael Jackson.
I know, right? But I must also say, Undead Unluck. Like, I've got a soft spot for that series because I started reading it when it first started releasing, and the opening for that is just cinematic as hell. I think the audio quality of it is like the music's really good, and if you listen to the soundtrack on Spotify, it's actually has more beef to it than it does in the version that's on High Dive. Well, not High Dive, Hulu, sorry.
Yeah.
So that version of
Disney,
it
yeah.
feels like they've kind of compressed it.
Yeah.
Like they've removed
Oh.
some of the bottom and top end.
Interesting.
Whereas the song has a lot more oomph to it when you're listening to it
Yeah.
normally. And then the most recent episode I saw, it sounded like they bumped the volume back up again. It's like, huh. Maybe they got the feedback that it sounded a bit odd. But
Could
yeah,
be,
I
could
really
be.
like that too. Okay.
I
Let's...
just realized we're all wearing black.
Oh.
No, you're
Is
not.
that me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell, Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle.
oh my god.
Take it off.
That's not
take
allowed
it
on
off,
YouTube. The
take it
cameraman
off.
does not approve.
He's blushing.
Let's go on to the best ending sequence. Now, this was hard because
It was
ending
hard.
sequences aren't
Did we do
necessarily...
your opening?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He couldn't decide.
You had 3.
I mean, probably Shangri-La Frontier because it's on my drive to work playlist now.
Oh, yeah, Broken Games.
Yeah.
Perfect for the freeway.
Just a bit of heavy metal on the freeway. What could go wrong? So the best...
You're not allowed to have Redline in your playlist for that.
No,
That's
no.
a bad idea.
True. All right, Kenny. Did
Yep.
you end up picking a best ending sequence?
Yes.
What was it?
Free Ren.
Yeah, fair enough. Because during that, it is in this season.
Yep. And that's the thing. It's just never seen anything like that.
That's fair.
This whole tessellation of shapes and colors and floral imagery, and it's just like, wow. It's very hypnotic. I loved it.
No, fair enough. Okay, Tifa.
I chose the JJK closing for the first part of the second season.
Was that the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No, the well, there are stairs in it, but not the Shibuya arc one where it's like images.
Oh.
It's the other one where it's Gojo and Geto, and they also have like cutouts basically. It kind of like, so it's like a scene and then it has a white border, but then there's things going across the border as well. Like they'll be sitting and it would be like kind of coming out.
It feels so long ago now, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
But I really liked that
More
one. I
innocent
would have
times.
said I do really like the Shibuya arc ending as well, but I feel like there's a lot of clips that are filmed, like not animation as well,
Yeah.
and then they just kind of stylize it so it's not really as much animation, but it's kind of cool that they put in different scenes for each ending as
Yeah.
well, so you get different images and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think the first part, that
Kind of
one
really-
is better.
really worked well together.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Aaron?
Mashal season 1 was this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ending on that. I know you hated it,
Oh.
but I loved it so much.
You did. I did not like the yelling at the start of it. Custard! Cream! Chocolate! It's just like,
Oh, I'm hungry now.
Oh,
cream
man.
puff!
I would go nuts on a cream puff right now.
I know.
I still just can't get over that. The whole sorting ceremony and that this man thinks of nothing but cream puffs.
It was well done.
I mean, relatable.
But I mean, it's fair. Like, you did enjoy it. Like, if it brought you
adored it.
joy, if it sparks joy, you must keep it.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. Well, I went Oshinoko because that outro was sick.
It was very good, but I wasn't sure how much I liked it in comparison. But I did really like that one, but I feel like, I don't know, there were some parts that I didn't like as much. That
when it
makes sense.
slowed down.
Yeah.
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 See, I would have liked it if they had kept the tempo upbeat, but just the way it was animated.
The animation was
it
beautiful.
felt almost like it could have been an OP. It was that strong to me. And I loved it.
Yeah.
It was great. I mean, in fairness, Oshinoko and Jujutsu Kaisen are probably the two juggernauts of this year. They have done numbers, and everyone has been talking about them. And it's when you think about the fact that this year we also had Demon Slayer, the Sausage Village arc, and no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
And don't be wrong, it was good, but it was not as strong as
It was a bit slow in
Entertainment
comparison.
District.
Yeah, as Entertainment
The
District.
final battle in that was just
So beautiful.
So beautiful.
like
So
everyone
beautiful.
talks about, like, you know, the Sakuga moment. How there's just that like little scene where they just amp up the animation style. But no, that whole fight was just the Sakuga of Sakuga.
They used the entire budget for the rest of the show
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that fight. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, this arc is sort of a lull.
Yeah,
in comparison
yeah.
to the rest of
Yeah, for
Demon
sure.
Slayer. So
Well, I
like,
mean, after here, it's kind of the final arc, but it is long enough to be 2 seasons, two 24-episode seasons. So it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty good. All right. Best art in a series. So the best sort of art style you've seen. Anyone want to weigh in?
You know my answer.
Do I?
Yes.
is it free reign?
It's free run, but also Oshinoko.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah,
Oshinoko character design in
Yeah.
particular was phenomenal. Like,
My two choices for that was
Yeah.
Oshinoko and Zom 100.
I also had Zom 100.
Zom 100 was crazy.
Just the use of color.
I
and
love the
contrast.
use of color. Yeah.
that
very
was
unique.
good.
I haven't seen that source
But
before.
I had Hypnosis Mike.
Oh, I haven't seen that one
Ooh,
yet.
Yeah.
All of the colors in it,
Yeah.
very very pretty. And then like when they use their mics, they get
Yeah,
like
yeah.
these big stages behind them as well that come out.
This
It's
was
all-
season 2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ah.
It all sort of matches with the raps that they're doing.
Nice.
So like a very visual tie-in to the music that's
It's
going on.
incredibly. So it's
I'm guessing if we were still doing best soundtrack, that probably would have won it for you for the year.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Every episode had like 2 songs at least.
And they were good?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And I've got a whole bunch in my playlist now because I haven't added them.
No.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, like, this is the thing. This year we had a lot of really good animation. It does kind of feel like we've gotten back to the point where the studios are kind of the level they were pre-pandemic as far as quality and
Yeah.
output goes.
Yeah, for sure.
There are obviously concerns around the way studios are treating staff, especially Mappa.
Yeah.
And there will always be issues with A1. That they can always play it off, but you know that we know there are issues there, and it's just the way the industry is. Hopefully, we'll see that change going forward. Now, let's be honest. There weren't a lot of big feature films outside of like the big 4 this year, and that was I think we kind of those were the 4 we went and saw.
Yeah.
3 we went and saw, and one that we couldn't. I'm pretty sure because they had Sailor Moon's Cosmos arc, and that still hasn't aired here.
Yeah. Which is just silly.
But yeah,
That's just leaving money on the table.
it is. But I reckon it's probably a rights issue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not a
for
lefts
sure.
issue.
God. All right, best art in a feature film. Anyone else have Suzume? Oh,
Wow. Okay.
I almost did.
You almost did.
It
Don't be
was-
wrong.
I
Boy and
thought
the Heron
about
was
it,
spectacular, but I recently went and re-looked at Suzume after watching Boy and the Heron, and to me, just the level of detail and the visual feast that it is, to me, just wow. So you're Boy and the Heron.
Yes.
Yeah,
I am also Boy and the Heron. It was not an easy choice
it
between those
wasn't.
two.
They were both spectacular.
I think just the hand painted details of the Boy and the Heron was so. I really like that they felt kind of antique in a way, so it felt
Yeah.
really like
felt like an old
traditional.
Ghibli, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
the
it
Ghibli
also
vibe was
felt
strong.
kind of like it was like seeing what a Disney film could be in some of those sections because there's so much references to Disney because of Miyazaki's work previously, and it's kind of like biographical and stuff. But like going into where they have the library and seeing the decadence of everything was
This is
just
true.
so enchanting.
For me, it was like trying to figure out what stayed with me after seeing it. And I mean, don't get me wrong, Suzume was a
It's
feast.
beautiful.
It was beautiful. But there's the scene in Boy and the Heron where the woman in the sailing ship is coming into
Oh,
shore
yeah.
with the waves.
Yeah.
And that just stuck with me for some
So
reason.
good.
That as just hand-painted excellence Can't get it out
So
of my head.
fluid.
You've been unusually quiet, Aaron. Is it Digimon?
No.
Is it Digimon?
See, I knew
Cute.
Digimon. But you know what? I was looking at it objectively and I was like, Digimon, as much as I enjoyed it, was not the best art. That was Boy and the Heron.
Fair enough.
Wow.
Yeah, see, I can be objective sometimes.
No,
I can
no,
put
no.
aside my personal views. No, that's actually good.
I think he's just following along with the crowd.
Yeah, I
Peer
want to
pressure.
He doesn't want to start
That's
conflict
why
by
we're
saying
all
Suzume.
matching,
Yeah.
Kyle.
Wow. It's going to be a fight.
You're the odd one out. You're out of the fashion club.
Out of the fashion club. I didn't wear black today. Oh, no.
You're not
That's a
turtly
cool
enough
shirt.
for the Turtle Club.
I'm going to go change my damn shirt.
Bad movie. Bad movie.
But what you were saying, Kenny, about like a scene which sits with you, that door in the destroyed dome, I always remember that.
That's just
And-
iconic. Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, that's part of the reason it really stuck with me. And I think also as well, like, I adore the art style that is done with Makoto Shinkai. And I will admit that I think The Boy and the Heron, story-wise, is much stronger than Suzume. But I just couldn't look away with Suzume.
That's fair enough.
And that's why, for me, it won it. But, yeah, it was fantastic. They were both fantastic films. We got really good films this year. It was really nice.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's what we expect from both of these studios, both of these producers.
Absolutely.
Is that we have seen what they do, and we can only expect excellence.
Also, shout out to Godzilla -1.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Like it's not an anime, but well done, Japan. That's
Let's
good.
give it the honorary anime title. It wins.
I mean, look, Godzilla is probably more Japan than anime is.
Look,
So,
Have you guys,
Godzilla can be awarded the honorary Godzilla award for being the Godzilla film of the year.
good job, Godzilla. You were
Fair.
Godzilla.
You did it.
Actually, have you guys seen that on? I think it's going to be the Blu-ray for it. There is option to turn it to black and white.
Yeah, they're screening it in America at the moment, the black and white version as well.
It's still
which
in
is cool.
cinemas here.
And apparently,
It's wild. Like you don't see a run like this for an international film usually.
according to what I've heard, the sound quality on the black and white one is different and somehow more haunting, terrifying. I was like, I want
I
this
could
in my
see
life.
that, yeah.
Apparently, they're looking into a sequel because of how well it's done.
Godzilla
That's-
-2.
Anyway,
Godzilla, it's the power of cubes.
and without math, let's move on to our next section.
Kawaii-Fi Radio.
And with that, no more Godzilla talk.
Aww. But I've got it for every answer.
Coming up next, King Kong.
All right, so it's the best in category section. This is kind of like the more traditional Oscar-like awards. You know, the best of genre, where you combine comedy and sci-fi for some reason, and therefore
Wait,
The Martian
what?
wins best comedy.
Did that-
They did that, and The Martian won the Oscar for best comedy / sci-fi, and everyone was like, And then Ridley
Wild.
Scott got up on the stage and went, best comedy, huh?
I'll take it.
The Oscars are such trash.
Oh, I know.
Where's Ricky Gervais?
No. He doesn't need to get involved in this anymore.
Yes, he does.
So we're going to start off with we probably will kind of fly through these, but not the way the Game Awards did. So
Oh
let's
my God.
start with, because there's quite a lot this year, and we had to kind of really narrow these sections down. So the best drama anime,
Baldur's Gate 3.
is it all Baldur's Gate 3?
I think this section's going to last longer than the Call of Duty campaign.
That upsets so many
So
people.
the categories for this, to make sure that we kind of follow the official-ish one, we've used the listings of my anime list and the genres listed there. So even though there are some shows which we felt may have been shoujo or josei, they weren't officially categorized as that. So they haven't been put in those categories, which means there are some odd choices here. Like there are some like ones which are comedy, which are like you had one joke, and that means it's a comedy.
Yeah.
But
Which is weird.
they aren't going to win that because they aren't funny. I know I'm being cruel. Anyway, let's start off from the top of the list and the best drama anime. Now, there's probably, I think, maybe 3 from this year that were kind of like the top of the list that everyone went, that's pretty dramatic. I've obviously went Oshinoko.
Likewise.
Yep.
Yeah. Tifa, Kenny also. Aaron, did you have a drama?
Mushoku Tensei.
Oh, Jobless Reincarnated.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a drama?
It's got a drama tag.
Okay.
Got a drama tag,
Yeah.
and honestly,
Reincarnation
it
is a
did
drama,
get
yes.
a bit
I
dramatic.
mean, it does get dramatic.
I
I
mean-
guess.
Yeah.
And it's getting good. Like the first season, he was, but in this, he's learning a lot about himself and he's growing.
Yeah. I mean, look.
Physically and mentally.
Very much mentally.
Well, I mean, I always just found it weird because he retains his memories from when he was an adult, correct? But he still behaved as a perverted child.
Well, I mean, you've got those hormones rushing through your body that you can't really control. And your body's not acclimatized
When
to
he's
it.
8 years old?
Yeah.
When he's younger than that, too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, regardless of my opinion on the series, if you thought it was dramatic and pulled off those drama things, absolutely.
Well, it had a lot of life lessons that I wanted to impart in friends. And I was like, hey, look, I know this
Okay.
has got some, like, stuff here and there, but I think this could help you in where you are at the moment in your life.
Do
So-
you think it's kind of done like a bit of a rug pull like they did? I can't remember the name of the series, but it was like, the Onagai muscles. So like, how heavy are the dumbbells you lift? It looks like it's going to be just looking at girls in sports outfits, but every episode had exercises at the end of it. It's just like, I know you're here for the girls, but hey, want to get buff?
And then there was that one guy in there who just...
Yeah.
Size just all.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, look, fair. If there's good lessons in it, I can't talk about it because I haven't watched it. But yeah, that's fair. Oshinoko was like probably,
That first episode was crazy.
That was so good.
yeah, it was dramatic. It was traumatic. It did really well, and I'd be remiss not to say so. So yeah, no, I mean, if you haven't seen Oshinoko, go watch it. It's,
Okay.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Not at all.
Dude, there's
That's
been
fair
so
enough.
much
I know. This year, man, this season is
There's a lot.
bad.
This
Too
coming
much.
season is going to be nuts.
Yeah, as well. All right, so best drama, we've got Oshinoko and Jobless Reincarnation Season 2. Best romance anime.
Tomo-chan is a girl.
Can I firstly say I can't believe Agretsuko is not in this category?
I know.
Yeah.
Agretsuko
What?
didn't have a romance tag.
What?
I know.
I'm very
It's
upset
her
about
whole
this.
romance
We're
arc.
fighting my
It's
anime
not
list.
about love, it is about anger. It's about aggression.
Oh my god.
They
Quite
can be the same
often-
thing. We've all had that ex.
Passion can be mistaken for anger. Mm-hmm. And that's a very common thing. Like,
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
you get so worked up that...
Look, I mean, this is the thing as well. For best romance category, like The Dangers in My Heart, which is through and through a high school rom-com, does not have a romance tag.
That's silly.
Yeah,
Does it have a slice of life tag?
No.
Is that why? Oh,
That's just silly.
yeah.
okay.
Does it have a sci-fi comedy tag?
Yeah, no. It does have the comedy tag. So, there was a lot which we thought were romance
Yeah.
this season, which aren't in the list because they're
I'm beginning to
high
think my
school-
anime list isn't a good judge for this
Well,
sort of
my
thing.
anime list take the official listings from the providers.
The providers aren't a good judge of character. For
I
this.
mean, look, you're right,
not
because they
selling the
didn't
anime
list
right.
Under Ninja as a comedy where the manga for it is the first genre rating for it is comedy.
Oh wow.
Like, and the official one doesn't have the comedy listing. I'm like,
That's-
if you went into this thinking this was serious and not realizing it is a joke, it is meant to be like absurdly silly, you'd be like, why are people taking this seriously?
You're in for a bad time.
Actually, now that I think about it, Under Ninja, that had some of the worst CG I've ever seen in that first scene.
yeah.
We might readdress that in a little bit. Okay,
We'll get to that. No jumping ahead.
No jumping ahead to the cabbage of shame yet. So, Tomo-chan is a girl. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
fun.
Everyone in it is an adorable character.
Also, how
love all
petty
of them.
some of the characters are as well. It's just like, I'm just going to lift this above your head so you can't reach it. It's like, How dare you?
That's what we do to Tifa.
I can climb.
Yes, and it's scary when you do. You're like possessed demons scaling walls.
Spider Tifa,
Have you been rock
Spider
climbing
Tifa.
together recently? Tifa, what's your pick for romance?
My Happy Marriage.
Yay.
Fair. That is also Emma's pick. And I'm pretty sure it's Kira-Lee's pick.
Yeah,
She
I
was
think it would be.
obsessed with that show.
It is a very good
Oh
show.
yeah, she was, wasn't
Yeah, and for good reason. It's really well done.
It is good, yeah.
Like that. I mean, that should have been a drama tag as well. Was it drama tagged? I think it might have been. I can't
Probably
remember.
not.
I got rid of everything that
So
I
did
didn't
I.
select.
Yeah, it is drama
In the
tagged
drama
as
too,
well,
yeah. It did really good on that. No, valid.
Didn't watch any romance.
Didn't watch any romance. Okay, so I had Insomniacs After School,
Oh,
That
cute.
was cute.
which was incredibly cute. Two kids at school who both have insomnia, and they end up falling asleep in the
Observatory.
Yeah.
observatory as they're like they basically one of the girl basically sets a rumor around the school that the observatory is haunted so that she can use it to sleep. It's really
Cute.
really cute and heartwarming. The art style was different as well, so I really enjoyed it because of that. Yeah. All
I
right.
figure that would have the opposite effect, though. You say a place is haunted, you're going to get a bunch of nerdy people going, "Let's explore."
Isn't that the beginning of Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
Touche.
Set it in the same school, see what happens.
Best romance anime Jujutsu Kaisen. No. All right. Best comedy. There was a lot of comedy
Yeah,
with
there
X this
is a
season.
lot of
Yeah.
comedy.
I'm going to go out on a limb and be the only person who votes for it, but Kamikatsu, Working for God in a Godless World, every episode I was beset with laughter and I couldn't stop giggling at how dumb it was being on purpose.
I was beset by hate.
I know you were. You just couldn't believe they went that hard.
I mean, like, to be fair, they know what they're doing. They are doing a send-up of all this kind of stuff. It is designed to be like this.
it literally has the parody
But
tag.
the thing is that they succeeded, and they've made something that is hateful to me.
they knew that they could go viral by doing dumb
Yeah.
things on purpose.
Yeah, of
So they made
Goddamn combine harvest.
the combine harvester, the bad CG monster, the Titan face of the main character when he suddenly decides he's evil. They knew what they were doing, and people at Anime News Network hate it for it. I
course,
adore
of
it because
course.
it played the game and it won. It played the game and it won, and I couldn't stop cackling the whole way through. Though, to be fair, Mashal was a close second.
It's like, I get it. I'm not laughing, but I get it.
Fair enough. Well, what did you think was the funniest?
Under Ninja, honestly.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Once you showed it to me, I started watching it. I'm just like, oh, this is dumb.
I
and
can't
love
believe
it.
you actually watched it. I thought you hated it. You were like, I
I
hate you,
did.
Kyle.
I did hate it, and I hate watched it, and it's a great comedy.
Okay.
I hate watched it and then I loved it.
Yeah, I was going to say you got something out of it.
I
But I
watched
still hate it, but I acknowledge it as a superior comedy.
fair. That's fair.
it. Okay. Aaron.
One Hit Kill Sister.
Really? Yeah.
Yes. No, like it's stupid as all hell.
I'm
But it had
getting up from the
such-
name, yes.
It's such a charming story as well.
Yeah.
And I was genuinely looking forward to it every week.
Especially when you mentioned to me the context of the outro sequence, because I skipped the outro sequence the first few times.
Oh.
And then I watched the outro sequence, and it really brings home the depth of the actual underlying story about like how distraught the sister was when her brother died. And then her basically being summoned to this other world to assist him basically brought her out from almost, shall we say, ending her existence.
An ATL.
Yeah. It's... It was like, wow, okay, this is like a lot of thought has gone into
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, it's more than just a haha funny. It's a oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good. Tifa. What's
Mine's Agretsuko.
your... Gretzko? Yes, absolutely.
Do you have any regrets, Sakura's?
No, I do not. I do really love that series, but it is the final season.
Does
so-
it feel like it ended on a good note?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Is
It
everything wrapped
ended
up?
very nicely. It was like a nice little bow on top. But it's just a really funny season because she goes through so much that is very unrealistic in general. You know, from the first season, you're like, oh yeah, she's an angry worker because like this system sucks, and then you know
Yeah.
she she's like, maybe I'll get married and then that will solve all my problems and I'll never work again and things like that. Just like kind of realistic trains of thoughts that like will never actually happen in that way, but you think about it and things like that. And
it keeps
you know,
going.
Yeah. And she really loves heavy metal. So there was like a season, obviously, where she kind of became a heavy metal idol.
Oh.
And in this one, she runs for politics. And it's just the weirdest, most random kind of line, but you're like, okay, I kind of believe it in a way. It's like very local politics, so basically anyone could run for it.
Parks and
essentially.
Rec sort of.
Yeah. And it's so
okay, but
funny.
now I'm imagining Parks and Rec, except Ron Swanson breaks into heavy metal occasionally.
Yeah, no, legitimately though. And it's like how she gets through to other people because they asked her to run because she's an idol. She has these followers, right? And she's like, I don't think I can do that. I'm not really much of a speaker and things. But eventually she realizes that through her like music and this heavy metal, she can talk to people because other people are also angry about the capitalist society that we live in and they want something to change. And it's really funny. It's really good.
Nice. No,
The
fair
weird thing
enough.
is, knowing a bit about Japanese politics, it wouldn't surprise me if a candidate started doing that stuff.
Yeah. It
I
was
mean,
just,
considering there's the politician who then went and did New World Order.
yeah.
As in the band, not like the conspiracy theory.
Well, there was also that one that did Demon Slayer or something in their ads.
Yeah.
So
Knew what he was
I
doing.
learnt a lot about Japanese politics through that. I was like, oh, so that's what like these like alarms and sounds are. That's what this is. That's what these boards are. That's what they do here. And I was like, it was quite educational.
No, fair enough. Okay, well, moving on from education to out of this world stuff. So we've combined the sci-fi and supernatural instead of the sci-fi and comedy, because I know not everyone watches sci-fi, not everyone watches supernatural in this team. So it's a good balance, I figure.
I thought we all did.
Well, I watch both, but
I watch both.
you watch both?
Do you watch both?
I watch both.
I watch both.
Who doesn't watch both?
Yeah.
Emma.
Emma's
Emma's not like Emma likes sci-fi,
I
but
think
she's
Kira Lee's also kind of hit and miss on watching both. It
Yeah,
depends.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
think
fair
Kira
enough.
Lee's big on sci-fi.
No, I don't think she's big on sci-fi.
But like if something has supernatural elements, she might
likes
still
her
watch
Oh no,
it.
she did like super sci-fi because there was that robot one with the idol.
Oh yeah, she loves Gundam.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
Vivi
no,
Fluoride?
the robot idol one from
Vivi.
Huh?
Yeah.
Vivi Fluoride?
Yes.
Yeah, Vivi Fluoride was awesome though.
Yeah.
was
She
really
loved that.
Okay,
So-
well maybe I'm misunderstood.
Next time.
Next time.
next time.
Well, I mean, look, and there was a lot of
She
sci-fi and
likes,
supernatural.
she likes
Yeah.
her romance animes and things that are very, very pretty.
She does. She does.
And-
Well, she likes her Otome-based stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and her Gundam stuff.
I mean, she likes everything. That's
does.
why she's a great member of the team.
Yes, she is. We'll have her back soon. Promise. She's just been a bit busy.
Yeah.
Now, sci-fi supernatural.
It's a threat.
We will be bringing her back. Tifa's just like, oh god, what have I walked into?
It's like WWE. She's going to walk into theme music.
Okay.
Curly with the chair.
Yeah, she picks up chairs, sits it down. Hi.
It's just the Suzume chair.
Aaron, we'll get you to start off.
Trigun Stampede.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was
yeah.
really strong. It was really strong.
Like, genuinely, because like it stuck to more of the story instead of just like a monster of the week sort of thing. And, like, with the original Trigun, you watch it and you're like, what?
So here's the thing: like the original Trigun is very correct to the manga, to the original manga, but then the version that we got here took the good parts out of it from the background story.
Why?
And then provided the prequel information that was never shown in the manga and was shown in flashbacks in Trigun Maximum, which came out after the original run. So they had the original run, which was more comedy based, and then Maximum had a lot. It still was funny, but it had darker elements to show those backflashes. And this is showing the story we basically didn't get in the anime because the manga wasn't finished. So yeah, I adored. Look, Trigun Stampede was my pick as well.
Nice.
I also I almost said Heavenly Delusion
Ooh,
because
yeah.
that was just phenomenal. Like that was messed up in so many ways, and it played with so many different ideas and concepts of a world where it's post-apocalyptic, but there is still technology around. There is still living and thriving
Strong
society.
story, but just hard to match up with the icon that is
The Vash, yeah. What did you go?
Trigon Stampede.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tifa, what was your pick? Did you
I
go?
picked Zom 100.
Yeah, for Supernatural.
choice.
I didn't finish Trigon Stampede. Not because I didn't like it, but I just didn't get time to like
I mean, this
finish
year's
it, and then
been
other
hard.
things came up.
Impact.
So I was like, I need to pick something that I finished.
Yeah, no, valid. Valid. And look, I love Zom 100. I adore Zom 100, but I also have a soft spot for Trigun. I actually have some of the original animation cells from the original Trigun in the other room.
Diggity dang.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, pretty big fan. But yeah, those are good picks. I mean, to be fair, this year had a lot of good supernatural and sci-fi,
Yeah, it
and I think
did.
next year we will, if it's the same, we will split the categories again. I think we do have to give a serious nod to Undead Murder Fast. That did incredible numbers, especially for like what it was, and everyone I've seen talk about it online is obsessed. So it's definitely worth mentioning. All right, best fantasy anime. Now, the general rule we had here is it must have the fantasy tag, but must not have the isekai tag, because isekai is separate. And because if we did that, my God.
So Isekai is separate, but Supernatural isn't. I see how it is.
Da, da, da.
Look, it's okay. Next year we'll put comedy and sci-fi together. We'll do the Oscars. And after that, we will put action and fantasy together.
Oh my god. Jujutsu Kaisen.
Action fantasy. All right, so
Isekai and romance. You must pick out the different
we'll
harem
come to the
animes.
isekai later because it's got its own separate award. But best fantasy anime, Tifa, what did you feel?
I had Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War.
Nice. Yep, fair. I
Not
mean,
surprising.
It was really beautiful. Just
it
like
was.
the way that they do fantasy in it is really beautiful. The one that I was considering was Hell's Paradise, but I don't think it does justice to the manga for me to be like, yeah, definitely this one. But I think the fantasy world that they show is really beautiful.
Well, it's funny you say that because Hell's Paradise is my pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, but I
Just 'cause
I
I'm a
haven't
fan
read the
of the
manga.
manga.
So,
Yeah.
and
It's beautiful though.
It
It's
is
a beautiful
stunning.
fantasy world. So it's kind of like my second pick, but
It's
because I
acid
like
dripped, isn't it?
the
Like, it's
manga more,
beautiful.
it's, yeah.
I mean, look, and that's fair as well. Like, there's going to be shows where if we've read the manga or, you have previous experience with it, or if it's a reboot, that you're going to always compare it to what
Yeah.
you've first seen. There's no avoiding that. But it's pretty cool
beautiful.
world.
Yeah.
Like,
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Kenny,
And you're sure I can't pick Freerun?
you cannot. I'm sorry, but we will give Furu an honourable mention anyway. So there you
Yeah,
go.
okay, so I'll just pick second favorite JJK.
Wow, the sadness.
because it's not Freerun.
Look, you would pick Fururen every day of the week. You even have them. You even have some of the manga, don't you?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Start
so
collecting.
yeah.
I read it ages ago when it was first coming out. I was like, you!
Yeah,
And it became an anime. I was so
Because
happy.
I remember we talked about it when it won like the Tezuka Award as a manga, and we were like, "Holy cow, this sounds really good!" And then we forgot about it for a little bit, and then went, "Oh wow!"
It's a fun time when you rediscover something. You're like,
'Cause,
yeah,
it was a mate on the internet who tricked me with that ages back when. I remember this vividly. I had finished reading a manga which is about a group of heroes that have just finished killing the Demon Lord. And then the healer marches her dead party back using necromancy so that she can bury them. And it was just this harrowing, sad tale because she's marching them through all the places that they've saved. And it's just like, God damn, that hurts. And then I'm telling my mate about it, and he's just like, you should try this one next.
Do you want pain?
Freerun's first episode, and then all that. So I was just like, okay, I'm sensing a trend.
Fair.
I hate people.
Fair enough. Well, Jujutsu Kaisen, obviously, quite
'cause
fantastical.
It's a second choice.
Yeah, well, okay, come on.
Samesies.
JK too?
Because it was also a second choice.
No.
No. Right. I
To each their own.
We can gush about Jujutsu Kaisen this whole episode, but we'll try and keep it on the low in case it's not everyone's cup of tea. But we
I
we
think-
know
I
why.
tried not to list
Yeah,
JJK
same.
for
It
everything.
was. Well, I mean, There is always the recency bias, and we know
Yeah.
that. Like as you get towards the end of the year, the beginning of the year becomes a lot harder to remember for the ones that you enjoyed from there. And we always say that we'll start, making lists as the season goes on, but then
We
life
never
gets
do.
in the way. Like, and if we were, getting paid to do this, that might be a viable solution. But we all have jobs.
Yeah,
should
Kyle,
another
stop paying us.
You should all subscribe and argue with our choices in the comments. Let's say controversial things to get attention.
Well, apparently now you can actually
Gojo
monetize
sucks.
YouTube once you hit 500 instead of 1,000.
Oh, nice.
Yes, yeah.
Which is like, wow. So
Yeah, there's different levels of monetization
Now,
now,
which is
depending on
good.
how many subscribers you have.
So I think we're at 400 now-ish. So we're not
Nice.
far off, and then we can use that to fund stuff, which will be good.
Fun stuff?
Yes, fun food, fun videos, and so
Yay.
on. Best action anime, which you and I have the same. I know from that wiggle. I'm
Do we?
JJK.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're alternating JJK. No, we're alternating, not we're all.
Yeah, no,
So,
I know.
like,
Yeah.
we were JJK now, you two are JJK.
Yeah.
Okay,
So are you?
It's because we were like, we can't have it for
Are you not JJK?
No.
Neither.
Oh.
I'm Demon Slayer.
That's right.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh.
I picked Pluto.
Oh yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah,
Pluto
yeah.
is good.
I mean, it was conservative with its amount of action scenes, but they were awesome.
They were pretty epic, the fights, whenever they did show up. Like, damn.
Not bad for Netflix.
Well, it's not Netflix. It was Tezuka Productions. Netflix
Netflix
just
is-
bought the
yeah.
distribution rights.
Not bad for something that Netflix touched.
Touche. And the dub's really well done as well, which is surprising. But again, I think it's because the dub was done separately from
That
Netflix.
brings me back to Free Red. Free Red has mummy voice in the dub.
Yeah, I do not feel comfortable with that at all. Like it feels wrong for the type of voice they've given Furen. It has too much emotion.
I don't know.
But
it's-
when she's being like doting parent and head patting people and all that, it's kind of like, yeah, okay, it fits there.
yeah, there's
Aaron's
a
a
video.
good boy.
Aaron-
Aaron's a good boy.
There's a video on YouTube which says all of the fan service in Free Red, and it's just all the moments that she head pats and praises people.
Nice.
It's just like,
very good.
yay.
Yeah.
That should be like a Twitch redeem, so someone can pay channel points, and then you just play that.
And
That's all the- yeah. Okay, so JJK, Demon Slayer, Pluto. I mean, they were all strong contenders this year. And like, even though Demon Slayer, as we said, was slower, the action scenes were still stunning. Holy
Yeah.
cow!
They always deliver on their action scenes.
The animation quality for them is really good.
Also with JJK, like, man, there were so many good fights.
Even the incomplete animations were so darn good.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man.
Like the Sukuna fight in particular was epic.
Ooh, yeah, Sakuna versus Lava Guy.
Yeah, holy cow. The fight
Joker.
between Yuji and Mahito was...
Yeah.
I mean, they dragged that out. My God, did they drag that out.
oh, and then there was
Because it's basically covered in one chapter in the manga.
and then what was his name? The daddy man.
Nanami.
Nanami.
Nanami's fight.
Hair.
Oh.
So good.
Stuff I've seen at
Just
cosplay conventions, I
everything.
swear.
Have you seen that one Nanami that gets people to test his abs? And like
Yeah.
they fully swing into it and they
Yeah.
bounce off.
Yeah.
He doesn't budge an inch, but they bounce
You gotta
off
like
of him.
tense this muscle like
You've got to like
inwards. You
super
gotta,
activate
like-
your core.
Yeah.
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 But then if you also like put foam underneath and shape it like, the bodies of the...
Yeah, unfortunately, even with my body type, that doesn't work.
Nonsense. You just need more abs. More foam abs.
More
All
abs. Okay, we get into the fun awards now. The Truck-kun Award for the best isekai anime. All right, the series must have the isekai genre tag. That is the only requirement. I've kind of realized that my strong stance on isekai should be relaxed.
Yes.
Because I'm a grumpy old man. Look,
I didn't say it.
I say it repeatedly. So, this year there was, to be honest, not as many isekai as I thought there was going to be. I thought there would be like 50 of them, but there's only, I think it was 26. Which, considering we hear about the glut of isekai, and you compare that to how many comedies there were, and there was 70-something
Yeah.
comedies this year.
Okay, but comedy, and that's loosely put because
Yeah.
things are getting tags and not getting tags. And
This
Tags!
is true.
It's okay. It's okay.
So someone
Okay.
tag
Can't
hurt
Kenny.
you.
So
They can't
evidently
hurt
you
you.
have things to say. What was your best isekai, Kenny?
oh, the best isekai, no contest. Campfire cooking in another world.
Fair enough.
That was adorable and actually clever.
It was really quite well done.
like,
I also
I need to
like
make
the
some
fact
money.
that they made the map a beer at the end of the opening.
Yeah,
It's just like, I need to make some money. What am I going to do? Sell pepper. Because that actually has... That's got,
historical value to it.
exactly, yes. Pepper in your medieval age sold at the same rate as gold.
Diggity dang.
And anyone like with just a little bit of historic knowledge, you too could survive in an isekai.
Yeah, like getting high quality rock salt as well. Same sort of
Yes,
thing. You
yeah.
could sell that well. If you went, I've got some pink rock salt, they'll be like,
Hell did you do to it?
Is it blood?
so, no, it's from a magical place called the Himalayas.
Is that even on this planet?
No. It's otherworldly. It's from the
imagine-
gods.
Imagine like you're a medieval peasant. Someone comes to you and says, "I'm gonna sell you space salt."
Isn't that the plot of Dune?
Oh, Dune popcorn bucket. Anyway.
That's all we're saying on that.
Good.
Tifa, best isekai.
I didn't watch very many, but mine was also campfire cooking.
No, that's
Well,
fair. It was one of the good ones.
Very comfy.
Aaron?
My OP skill makes me. My unique skill makes me OP even at level
Oh,
1. That
yeah.
was cute.
Which one was that again?
His
Just
OP
Kyle
skill
shit.
makes him overskilled in both this world and my original world.
That's a different one.
Oh, okay.
This one was because you're thinking of the one where he inherits the house from his grandpa.
I didn't watch it because the name was just like, I'm not doing
Okay.
this.
This one basically his skill is he's maxed out his luck, but he can't get past level 1,
Oh, yeah.
and he gets all the food in the dungeons and like.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
one.
That one is really cute.
I'm
and fun.
con-
Thank you.
Sorry, my apologies.
Oh my goodness.
My apologies.
I am
But if you
convinced.
liked my OP skill makes me OP in this world and the other world, shame.
No, see, Aaron, I'm convinced that one was written by an AI.
Really?
Everything about it is just
I
so
remember you
slightly
saying
off
this, yeah.
for some reason to me.
I still think we're thinking of different animes.
Are we there's 3 of them named the same thing this time.
No, because the one Kyle's thinking of is I trained in another world and that made me overpowered.
Did you?
That's not the
Look,
exact title, but it's roughly that.
It's roughly what happens.
I think
yeah.
there is one
I
called
became
that.
overpowered in another world and in my world too, or something like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, once again, it's the light novel names that are too long.
Yes.
I would like to give an honourable mention to
Oh, no.
Vending Machine in Another World.
Oh.
Not because it's good, but because it was the most unusual anime of the isekai of the
What
year.
a
writing
concept
it.
that was.
And I'm glad that it worked. It was silly, and I adored it. It wasn't the best isekai of the year.
They defeated a boss with the Coke and Mentos trick.
They did. They also defeated a boss by teleporting the vending machine into the air, so it hit
Yeah.
terminal velocity and went through a dungeon boss.
Heck yeah.
And he also broke down to the next layer by doing so.
People
10
have done
out of
similar
10.
things in Baldur's Gate. They climb up really high as an owlbear and they
Yeah.
just.
Is Baldur's Gate the best isekai anime?
I mean,
Kind of.
No.
somebody made Weird Al in it.
Oh god. So weird. That time I was reincarnated as Weird Al in Baldur's Gate 3.
I'd play that.
I mean, yeah. it'd be
If
pretty
someone
good.
makes a YouTube series on that, like, that's what they should have titled it.
You know
Yeah.
what? We've got Baldur's Gate. We've got access to YouTube. What's stopping us?
Time. But fair.
I've got all the time I need.
You do actually. Okay, so Truckun Award, we've got Campfire Cooking in Another World.
You.
Maxing my level.
No, my unique skill makes me OP even at level 1.
That's it.
That's the one, yeah. And mine is Kamikatsu because it's just so dumb.
Kyle,
Guess-
Kyle, put it away.
No. Do you want to know why? It's such a parody that it's technically actually not an isekai. Yeah.
Just the collective silence of the group.
What is this show?
Parody to your tastes, bro.
No, my tastes are magnificent. They are pristine. They are old.
Old Spice. Anyway, let's
Look.
continue.
Look at your anime. Look back at me.
This could be your anime. Now look back at your anime. That is your anime.
Now look at your hands. There's a cabbage. It's terribly animated.
We'll get to that shortly. The Eurocamp Award for the most comfy animes. This is the series we found the most relaxing this year. Don't say JJK.
Free round.
Are you kidding? That was so comfy watching everybody
I
die.
love murder.
Okay. Tifa, what was your favorite? Most comfy?
Pokemon Concierge.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't watched it yet. Damn it!
It's
It looks so
cute.
comfy.
It is very comfy.
That's the hotel one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all stop motion and
Play.
Yeah.
Claymation, yeah.
Cute. Very
Yeah.
cute.
and
It's very,
Psyduck
very
plays a major
relaxing.
part in it, and I'm happy about that. I love Psyduck. It looks
Kenny,
like
don't
dirt.
say Fruren. What was your most comfy anime of the year? Fruren.
Yeah,
It was expensive, Ren.
less than free. It's paid rent. Insomniacs After School was
Fair.
very chill,
Fair. It was very chill. It's pretty low
but
stakes.
it's no free rent.
No, it's no Fruren. Fair enough.
Kyle?
The danger.
Godless World.
No. The danger's in my heart. So this is
Your heart's fine.
it's the rom-com one where you've got the really tall girl and the really short dude.
Oh, and this one's not a romance; it's just a comedy. and-
Apparently, yeah.
Yes.
But it's
Tags.
like it is funny, but it's not like Kaguya-sama Love is War funny. It's just kind of like, oh, that's sweet. Oh, that's kind of cute. Oh, that's really funny, that misunderstanding. Oh, that's sweet. That's cute. It was relaxing, and the dynamic between the two characters is just really nice. He's got no confidence, and the principle of it starts off like the synopsis for it had me really worried that it was like, a guy who was going to go out with a girl because he wanted to kill her. And it's not.
What?
That's not
That's
the
a
context
completely different
at all.
That's not comfy at all.
Exactly. No, it's he's a spooky boy. He likes murder mysteries. He likes reading up on serial killers
cute.
because he's a teenager. And, he has not experienced attraction to another person before, so he doesn't know what to make of it. And he's like, do I want to kill her? Is that what
my
my
God.
emotion is? Because that is the context I have from what I've been reading. And no, it's not that at all. It's not that.
Wrong KI word ending in a double letter.
Yeah, exactly. He's in love with her and doesn't realize it because he's never experienced that emotion before, and he's used to being alone. And he's not like the classic like antisocial, has no friends sort of character. He's just kind of like the weird dude.
Kyle
that
also
is
likes
nice.
it because the two main characters look like the ones from Kissing Master Takagi.
No, they don't.
Unironically,
okay.
they do.
No, they don't.
Okay. I see.
But, actually, in fairness, there is like Yamada does like to tease him and get his reactions. And my fiance is mean.
And also because like her face is animated with the very, very big sparkly eyes and the happy smile. And
That's
he
just
is
because
more
I
sort of-
adore Kyoto animation style of animation.
And the male is more sort of simplified with the sharper features and sharper eyes, and they look the same, man.
You've seen teenage moody boys, right?
Yes.
That's what they look like.
Are we talking
same
about
character.
real life teenage moody boys or anime teenage moody
Anime
boys?
TV.
Okay.
Also, yes. Emos.
I mean, look.
When I was growing up, at least.
Are they a thing anymore?
Yeah.
Are they a thing now?
Yeah.
They are, but they're not like
They're not like
cringe.
scene kids anymore.
Yeah.
Oh god.
They're just like pseudo-goth.
Goth adjacent.
Yeah. It's a sub-goth
TikTok
category.
goth.
Yeah.
Watered down goth.
Teeth is just sitting here crying.
Tired
She's like,
goth.
I am a goth girl. How dare you?
I
And
used
she's
to
just
hang
like,
out with
look
all
how
the
they
goth kids in
massacred
high
my
school.
boy.
What was your comfy of the year?
Grace of the Gods season 2.
Fair? Fair?
Like, it's nice. He
You really
has
liked
his
that the
lines.
first season as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah. That makes sense. No, that's
And
fantastic.
he's just got little businesses that he runs because he wants to help people.
Yeah, it's cute.
Which is chill.
It's
Yeah.
cute.
And
Fantastic.
oh, did you already go?
Yeah, it was Jujutsu Kaisen.
Pokemon Concierge.
Pokemon
That's right,
So
yes.
Pokemon Concierge, not Furry Red, Dangers in My Heart, and Grace of the Gods, Season 2. Yours was
Expensive
Not
rent.
free run.
not Furry. What was the other one?
Not free run.
Insomniacs after.
Insomniacs After School. Thank
Because
you.
it is.
Okay. So can I don't have the booing soundtrack, but I can give you a
Boo!
no. There you go. You're gonna know.
No.
That brings us to the end of the best in category section. So that means we get to go on to horrors
worst in
like
category?
you've never seen.
Wi-Fi Radio.
That's peaky.
That's.
Aaron, are you welcome back to the Kawaii-Fi Anime Awards, where we're dabbing and saluting for some reason because of Aaron. Okay, let's bring that down. I don't know why
Okay.
that's so peaky.
We'll fix
Sure.
it
I
later.
can't believe Kenny just dabbed.
I can't believe Kenny just dabbed.
So watch the YouTube
Twice.
version to find out.
Yeah. Okay, so
It
let's.
hurts people on the internet, and therefore I do it.
Can you Fortnite dance?
Do the floss.
Can you floss?
Lots of floss.
I don't know. don't floss. Do the Mashal dance. That's the.
I mean, that's close.
It's awesome. So on the note of shame, Cabbage of Shame time. Worst animation of the year.
Godless world.
So the criteria is the series with the worst animation we have seen from the past year. It is not all encompassing. We didn't watch all of them because there are shows we didn't watch because it looked terrible, and we were just like, I can't be bothered. But look, I'm throwing hands. The girl I like forgot her glasses by GoHands because GoHands just should not be allowed to animate anything ever, especially not CG.
God, they're just like, I thought they did okay with the giant cat one. Maybe when they're doing other people's work, they can do okay. When they're left to their own devices,
I mean, look,
their
this-
devices should be stolen and broken.
This is still better than their previous shows that they've done. Like Handholders and
Whiz.
which was just Handholders 2, and they just renamed it something else so that no one knew. And they were very misleading with all the advertising for it, and everyone's like, it's GoHands again. Here we go.
Time to throw hands.
Time to throw hands at GoHands.
GoHands is
So
silly.
for me, the girl I forgot her glasses gets the Cabbage of Shame from me. Kenny, what was your worst?
Godless world.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's bad by design, but again, they succeeded.
They did. Look, yes. Fair enough.
I wish to say the naughty words.
But do not.
That's
not.
Patreon only.
Yes, subscribe to Patreon. I said all the bad words before the show.
The
Yeah,
bad things.
he basically just pulled out a dictionary and set them all in order.
You know what? Yeah.
I was most eloquent about it.
Oh, of course you were. Yes, yes.
There was some new ones. That was fun.
Aaron, what was your worst of the year?
I didn't have anything.
There wasn't
I
anything
managed
you
to,
looked
like,
at and just went, ooh.
No.
Not-
Swerved them all.
Not even that you previewed them and, ooh.
No.
Wow.
I mean, I think I kind of looked at Bullbuster and I went, it's a great concept, but I don't think I can watch this.
Fair. I like Bullbuster, but same thing. I watched 2 episodes and I never went back to it.
Yeah.
Like, the concept of, like, running a mecha company and having to deal with Japanese, like, bureaucracy and all the paperwork you have to sign
Like the realistic
Good
side of
concept.
it.
was kind of funny.
Yeah, great concept, but
Yeah.
how much can you really make out of that?
Yeah. It is a bit one note.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we didn't watch the rest of it, so I guess we wouldn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's fair. If Bullbuster was good, let us know in the comments, because it might be worth revisiting.
Don't bust our balls over it, though.
No, please don't. Please
And
don't.
I'll disagree with you
Also,
and fight with you in the comments.
I'm pretty sure it was animated by Studio Nut.
Wow. Wow.
The ball busting by Studio Nut was a real kick in the...
Anyway, Tifa, who's your Cabbage of Shame go to?
Junji Ito, Maniac.
Fair.
It was
Valid.
underwhelming.
It's just upsetting, I think, when you know how good it can be.
And especially that they went to the same studio again.
Why would you do that?
Like, hey, the studio didn't do a good job last time, and the team there didn't do a good job last time, so we're going to do it again with the same studios.
Hey, it works for Disney.
Oh my god.
Oh, dear me. Look, I mean, if you enjoyed these, by all means, like...
You were
please-
wrong!
You're welcome to enjoy them, but for us, these are the shows that we just didn't like. Like this is more about the animation than anything else, and
Yeah.
we've kind of removed a couple of things we used to have in the regret and forget section. We aren't doing worst character anymore or worst story because they do become a bit judgmental and controversial. And to be honest,
It's personal taste.
it's personal
Yeah.
taste. You can't account for everyone. You're going to upset
But I mean,
someone.
to be fair, all of these awards are. This is just
Personal
what a
taste.
bunch of people on the internet think about these animes.
Exactly.
That's why you're watching this. That's why you're
Exactly.
not watching this.
Yeah.
That's why you've stopped watching us a while ago, left it on mute, and gone to make yourself a nice cup of cocoa.
Or a sandwich. I could go a sandwich.
I could go a sandwich.
I could go
I'm
sang
pretty
out.
hungry, actually.
You know what? Subway stop when we get.
Maybe.
Subway eats flesh.
Okay.
All right. And that brings us to our other regret and forget award. This is the X-Arm Award for worst use of CG.
Godless worlds.
The name is a carryover from the previous winner. Whenever you win it, it gets named after you. So it has previously been the Arifureta Award,
The Gibiate
the Gibiate Award, and XR managed to win twice in a row because we do have carryover champ status here. So I don't know if anything we picked this year is worse than X-Arm, but if it isn't, X-Arm retains the title.
I vote for X-Arm.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Can we say that, what was it, the girl I like forgot her glasses could be worse than XR?
I just think that they deserve to be shamed.
Well,
Yes.
I was going to say,
Did you
like,
all say that?
yeah, I've got the girl. So look,
I think we got a winner then.
I've kind of approached this on two stances. Kamikatsu, because they did it on purpose. And that is
Yes.
some of the worst CG I have seen, even though it was on purpose.
Like, worse than Gibiate.
And
Wow.
the girl I like forgot her glasses and the cat one. So I want to just vote GoHands.
Yeah, I would
So
go for
the
that.
GoHands Award for worst use of CG.
Yeah, you know what? That's
Yeah.
inclusive. That's all
I think that
encompassing.
sounds
That
right.
covers it.
Go Hands Award for
The Go.
worst CG.
So do we vote GoHands and everything they put out this year as the worst use of CG?
Hey, Studio GoHands, fight me in the comments.
I'm surprised we haven't elected
you
them this in the
imagine?
past.
I mean, they've been bad, but
Well, I mean, here's the question: GoHands has been bad, but has it ever been X-Arm bad?
no.
X-Arm was rough on a whole new level.
Please help
man.
me kink shame X-Arm right back to a black hole.
Have you seen X-Arm?
That's probably for the best.
I'm gonna load it up on my YouTube thing.
Yeah, because we do need a consensus on this because I don't want to like. Look, there are a few things we take seriously in the awards, but shaming CG is one we do take seriously.
This is like the...
It's truly terrible. CG should be managed very carefully.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. Like, we've seen you
It's
can
not.
do CG good. Like, Trigun this year, Studio
Oh,
Orange
beautiful.
proved how you can do CG properly this year. Whereas
You
you
sure
then...
that's not Halo?
Wash your mouth out. Halo is beautiful.
No, she's talking about original Halo.
Oh, that was beautiful in its
For
time.
its time.
I remember
This just
being
remind
like,
me of like the
PS1
Iron Man
games.
Yeah,
CG
it's-
show.
I remember being like a little kid, and me and my best mate loading Halo up on our very, very new first edition Xbox, and going, "Wow, this looks so realistic."
Can you,
This-
you show that to us for a second?
This is
looks
not
like-
a bad scene. Surely there's worse than this.
Well, it looks
This is
like...
probably the best scene I've seen of X-Arm.
I'm like, surely there's worse than this because this just looks like.
Yeah, no, the whole brain in a suitcase part.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It was really bad. I love it. Declaring war against all sci-fi series around the world.
They
is
lost.
they lost very badly.
Well, the thing is, a lot of those clips looked like somebody watched Ruby once and went, "Oh, I could do this at home on my own."
You're not wrong.
You gotta show me a worse clip than that.
Yeah. I mean, look. That compared
Because I'm giving
to that,
it to Go
I was
Hands
going
if
to
you,
say
that's the
that
clip
compared
that
to
you...
that weird camera pan up the stairs where
That was
everything
so-
distorted. Like, I actually got motion sickness from that for the girl that, forgot her glasses. Like, oh. Ugh. I mean, look, X-Arms had it twice. I think it's time for GoHands to be shamed.
You know, I'm
All
okay
in
with that.
favour?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. It's official. GoHands has won the award for worst use of CG. Congratulations, Studio GoHands.
Suck it.
You,
Go hands by a show of hands.
Oh, hang on. Look.
Jazz hands.
Ta-da! Congratulations, Studio GoHands. You have been shamed. It is officially the GoHands Award for worst use of CG for next year.
Sue me.
Okay.
No, they haven't got enough budget for that.
Wow.
Throwing some shade.
Wow.
I mean, someone has to.
They clearly don't know how to use them.
No, they don't. Alrighty, let us move onwards because it has now been 10 years since 2013, and that means we've got a whole new list of Hall of Fame inductees from 2013 to bring in to the Hall of Fame. Who would have thought?
Kawaii-Fi Radio.
We're going to leave this
Whoa.
going in the... wow, that went a little bit weird in the headphones, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to leave this running a little bit low in the background while we go through this list because we've all agreed on this, pretty much. We all... I am right, aren't I? Right, I didn't say things that you were like, why is that on the list? Okay, cool. So we do the Hall of Fame every year, which is basically we look at what happened 10 years before, all the anime that came out from 10 years ago, and the ones that have kind of stood the test of time. They've stayed in the zeitgeist. They become, bigger or well-known or a part of, like, the fabric of the way anime stories are told. And that sounds real bougie way to say these were good.
And they were.
But it's not even just that. It's just like their impact, I guess,
Oh, yeah.
on anime after those 10 years.
And I mean, like, straight away we can talk about, like, the first one, like, 10 years ago, the first season of Attack on Titan came out in 2013. It's only just finished. Sure, we can give it a lot of grief for how long they took to get to the damn end, but you cannot deny the cultural impact it's had.
Absolutely.
Like, it's huge.
It's even entered our little zeitgeist. Anytime anime characters pull a weird face, now we call it Titan face.
Exactly, yeah. There was also Beyond the Boundary, which was... It's kind of an underrated gem by Kyoto Animation, and it was beautiful. And it was used to buggery in AMVLs. So, like, yeah, it was used a lot. Oh, you're right, you found a cat hair there?
Yep.
It's a liger hair on the mic.
Yes, the microphone's growing a bit of a beard.
Yeah. We do have an honorary short form series called Encouragement of Climb, which...
I believe you found this basically after we discovered Comfy
Eurocamp,
Camp.
yeah.
And we were just like, we must find more comfy.
Yeah. It is, like, I would call this, like, the precursor to Eurocamp. This kind of established the ideas of doing outdoor activities in a relaxed way, even though it might be climbing Mount Fuji. But they took it realistically because one of the girls didn't get to the top. Like, they couldn't make it. They were too tired. They were too exhausted. So, like...
Did she get back safely?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
Because there's little,
She rolled
like,
down the hill.
places that you can stay as you
rest
go
stops.
up Mount Fuji. So, like, you can stay overnight there as well if the others decide to climb further up.
Next on the list is Free Iwatobi Swim Club. You cannot deny the Calvin Klein.
This anime is a bit gay, so...
There's still
It is.
anime stores in Japan that just have Rin from Free as their, like, cardboard cutout, and they have never changed it. It's
Free is still
there.
going.
Yes,
There are
it had
still
movies.
films coming out. Like
It's crazy the impact this has had.
it's like volleyball, but for swimming, like haiku, but for swimming. Volleyball, but
Yes,
for
it's called
swimming.
sports anime.
it's sports anime for sports
I'm
anime.
sure that is a sport, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like when you're in the pool playing volleyball. What's that called?
Water polo.
Water polo, yes.
There is actually a water polo anime.
Yeah.
It's not good.
so
at least in my
Haikyuu
opinion.
and Free and
Yeah. The next one's a big one. It was Studio Trigger. It was one of their first outings since being established as their own studio. It was Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
man.
And we are going to do a special on Kill la Kill this year in probably a month because that'll be when the final episode would have aired 10 years ago. And, like, is it a bit racy? Yes. But has it really, created, like, a whole... Man, it's created
A
a
cult.
whole culture of people around Trigger because of this show, and obviously Gurren Lagann, which preceded it. But that was the team that became Trigger.
Yeah, I mean, this was the team that made Gurren Lagann, but this was them showing what they could do as their first outing. And what a display.
I know, it was stunning, phenomenal.
So are we cosplaying it? Like, Ryuko, Gamaguri.
I was gonna go Ryuko. I can.
Okay, you go
Aw,
Ryuko.
I
got
mean,
the-
you
I got
can
the
if you would
cheat.
like.
You can go as what's the brown head girl?
I forgot her name, but the best friend.
The best
Yeah,
friend.
I
She's
can be the best
hilarious
friend.
in Unhinged.
Yeah, with like the
alike.
full
Yeah.
delinquent coat and everything.
Yeah, it was such a good twist.
I
that.
was certain that was a JoJo reference.
It probably
Everything's
was.
a JoJo's reference.
I mean, it's the right hat and jacket, but that's very common in the delinquent trope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
I
It
guess.
is. Next, we also have another series which has just become a juggernaut, and that's Love Live. The first Love Live was 10 years ago, 2013. Love Live School Idol Project, the original. And that's crazy to consider when you look at, like, we're in iteration 3 and a bit now of the franchise.
Is it 3 and a bit? I feel like it's 1 million and a bit at this
Yeah, I
stage.
know.
Because they have so many spin-offs as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But 3 and a bit of the core series where they bring in, like, you know, the Senyus and Seiyus, and they are there permanently as part of it for like a 3 to 4 year period before graduating.
And like we had plenty of hello.
Hello. Emma says hello to everyone on the podcast. Would have seen her on the if you're watching on YouTube, you would have seen Emma peeking her head through the door. She's just come back from shopping.
You know, something really fun about Love Live is that they just announced their game for global release, but they also, in the exact same post, announced that it was ending.
What? As in, they announced that they'll put a global release, and here's when it's finishing.
We are excited to break the news to you that the global version of Love Live School Idol Festival 2 Miracle Live is launching soon in February 2024. However, we also want to inform you that the global version will be closing its doors on May 31st.
It's 2 months.
I don't
You've
know
got
why
2
they didn't
months to
say
play
this
this
will be
game.
available for a limited time between these 2 months.
Yeah.
Instead of, yes, this is coming out, but it's also closing. I
I
don't
mean,
know why
look,
they listed it like
look,
that.
I'm
It's an
gonna.
Indian gift.
Isn't that like? It's a gacha game, right?
Yes. Why would you spend money on
I
something
know,
that ends so,
right?
like, soon?
Well, with that sort of thing, like with the Rockman X Dive, when that was finishing, they were just like, yeah, here, have a bunch of crystals. Like, we're going to do free giveaways on all the characters and everything. So you can get everything, but like, why would you want
Why
to
would you bother? Yeah, spend the time. Anyway, let's talk about a series which probably should have inspired Sword Art Online, but unfortunately, it started being written before Sword Art Online, but didn't get an anime adaptation till after. Log Horizon.
Oh, yes.
Like
yeah.
that was
Which
kind
only
of
recently got a continuation, only
Yeah.
a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was quite good. It's a good series, and it's definitely worth visiting, especially if you want a less problematic video game trapped inside story.
Yeah.
Don't even bother, just go to .hack.
Yeah, I mean, dot hack. There's
Dot hack,
Dot
baby!
hack. Yeah. I'm down for dot hack.
Like, don't get me wrong, Log Horizon's great.
It is
Dot,
great.
if you
dot
want-
hack's the
Yeah,
daddy.
yeah.
Yes, .hack is superior in every way if you want a VR MMO.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it. Magi, the Kingdom of Magic.
Oh, yeah.
That was 10 years ago, and the cosplay community went bananas
Yeah.
I
It's such
feel
cute
old.
style.
for it. Yeah.
Don't we all?
Next one is also just like pain, and that's Nagi Asu, A Lull in the Sea. That was one about people who live underwater and coming to a school on land, and it was about base. It was kind of like Little Mermaid in its essence, but it was about not being able to be together. It was. It should have been with Anohana, which had a movie this year as well. Just on a random note, we're not going to add it to the Hall of Fame because it's just a recap of the series.
But Anohana.
But Anohana. ooh.
The pain.
There's also Non Non Biori, which was the schoolgirl's slice of life, which was for some reason targeted at the sign-in demographic over 18 to 25.
It was
Which one
cute.
was
It was
this?
cute. You know the one with the little girl with the
Big
light
pink-
lavender pink
purple
hair,
veil.
and then
Yeah.
she's playing on the recorder.
And they do Darude Sandstorm to it, which is
I mean, that's the AMVs, but that's where Kenny would have seen it in the
Yes,
AMVs.
yeah.
It's just really relaxed. It's a girl moves from Tokyo to the countryside with her family,
and
and
she's always got like a dull look on her face, like she's
Yeah.
bored with whatever's going on.
and you know she meets all the fellow
Dude,
girls in
same.
the countryside. They're all in. I think they're all in like elementary school because they got the red backpacks, so they're quite young. It's just really sweet and chill and funny.
Well, also they're playing recorder, so that definitely has to be primary school.
Oh yeah.
It's a good point.
Hot cross buns. Hot
Far
cross
out.
buns.
Yeah, Non-Nonbiori's had 4 seasons, a movie, OVAs, an OVA series.
Didn't
Wow.
have another season recently?
junk-
Yeah,
Juggernaut.
I think that was the 4th or the 3rd one. I can't remember.
Insane.
It's had a lot, but it's had lasting power. Also, with lasting power, My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. It still has movies coming out, and the manga's still going. I still haven't read this, and I'm going to. I've heard it's fantastic. I've heard that it's incredibly funny. Yeah, it sounds like a good
Hall
time.
of Fame for its just massive staying power.
Oh, look, there is a restaurant here in Northbridge where near Old Barryuma, not Northbridge actually, on Barrack Street, which has the cutouts of the girls in the front window.
Yes.
Yeah.
Main Street Ryu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has Bunny Girl Senpai.
And it has there's the Bunny Girl Senpai in the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Bunny
Which are
Girl Senpai.
kept next to the door conveniently.
Yes.
But someone tried to steal it once. It was very sad, and they were like, "Can you please return this?" And it was
Yeah.
gone for a few days, but they actually did return it, which was nice. But
Oh,
like,
but
it was
jeez.
like wild.
Yeah, that's so rude.
I know.
But I mean, it's very city.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of dodgy things happen in the city. It is what it is. I work in the city. That's why dodgy things happen. It's
It's
all
you.
me.
I see.
I
see.
stole the cardboard cutout. No,
That's why it's got weird kissy marks all over it.
But yeah, now they put it behind the glass window, so it's.
It was always behind.
Oh,
the glass.
was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They stole it from
They
behind.
came in
Oh
and
my
took it. and then-
God.
The glass window's right next to the door, Kyle.
I know, but I thought the door was in the way. Anyway, also
find
of
a way.
note is Tamako Market.
Oh.
So that was that year as well. And that had the movie Tamako Love Story, which wrapped up the story a few years later, and it was really sweet.
Very cute.
Good fun.
Very A1, just gorgeous animation.
It wasn't A1.
Wait, what?
It was Kyoto Animation.
sorry.
Yeah. The premium edition.
Yeah, it wasn't the steak sauce.
What was it instead?
Kyoto Animation.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why is
sorry,
A1 steak sauce?
Google
Hey.
it.
No.
There's a brand of steak sauce called A1.
Oh,
Okay,
okay,
yeah,
thank you. See, what you could have just told me. Why'd you have? I don't have to Google it. We're live.
You could have seen it and been like, oh, haha, I get it.
Yes, but people wouldn't be able to see that. I'd
No,
have
but
to
like,
explain it.
they can
They
Google
can
it.
Google it. Okay, cool. All right, now onto the films.
They probably know it.
I mean, yeah, true. I'm just,
Old.
I'm sure A1 steak sauce is older than me.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sitting there going, I just go and get all the weird fancy ones that I find at like, yeah.
Mr. Bougie Posh, Mr. Man. over
No,
here.
no. It's like, I find like the American like barbecue sauces that they do, like the bullseye one.
Oh, the Americans.
The French. the French.
That's
A whiff.
American barbecue sauce.
They're gonna have no idea what the heck is going on right now.
I know. Sorry.
Orson Welles French champagne ad.
Yes.
The French. The Californians is champagne.
So there's an advert where Orson Welles had to talk about champagne, but he was smashed. Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods came out
the
in
Dragon
2013.
Ball Z.
Now, this is important because it restarted Dragon Ball. Now, I say restarted, it was the first proper story set after Z, and it started the whole debate about, whether or not GT was canon. And, I mean, it's not.
It's not.
It is a divergent timeline, we can say.
Well, yeah,
It's
Dragon
a
Ball
multiverse.
No, not superheroes. Dragon World Hero Mission basically verified that.
That
'Cause
it's-
they've got their own anime as well, where
Oh yeah.
they call that Xeno Goku or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. So there's that. There was Evangelion 3.0, which was the first of which is you cannot redo. This was the first major diversion from the story for the Evangelion one. It upset a lot of people. A lot of people do not like this film.
Is that the one where Shinji grabbed the spear
Yeah.
when everyone was telling him, "Hey, maybe don't do that"? He's like, "I can do what I want. I'm Shinji." Ha!
Yeah.
Oh no, everything's wrong.
Yeah, exactly. There's Saint Young Men as well, the movie, which is just hilarious to imagine Jesus and the Buddha living together. I'm sure some people will be offended by it. Oh well, the Japanese take care.
It just looks adorable. I remember watching a few episodes of the series, and it's just
It's
They're
good fun.
bros.
They're bros. It's great.
Buddha and Jesus as bros living in a little dorm in Japan somewhere.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
I mean, look, if you were going to choose anywhere to live as a deity, where would you choose?
Japan, there's lots of temples.
Bingo.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. Garden of Words was this year as well. 2013.
Makoto Shinkai classic.
Mm-hmm. And
Very
just like
pretty.
oof, like there was pain.
I'm going to prune a lot of words.
Mm.
That's how we get conjunction words.
We learned something today.
We
Aaron's
learned
got
something
drain
which
damage.
we didn't want to learn. There is also 2 Studio Ghibli films: The Tale of Princess Kaguya, which is stunning, and The Wind Rises, which is also beautiful. I mean, I still feel like Princess Kaguya is the stronger of the two.
I mean,
I didn't.
2
I
Ghibli
thought that Wind
movies.
Rises was before 2013.
we didn't get it
Oh.
for the international release. They came out the same year.
2 Ghibli movies
Actually,
in
no.
1 year, though.
No,
That's
no,
pretty crazy.
Initial release in Japan
Yeah.
was the same year, 2013, but we didn't get one until later. There was delays to it. I can't remember which one it was, but I did look
It
into
wasn't
to make
Princess Kaguya. I'm just
sure.
saying.
In 2013.
2013 was Princess Kaguya, but
Yeah.
Wind Rises would be the one that got delayed.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know what the English cast for that is.
Yeah, me
And
either.
they don't release, Ghibli films don't release internationally without an English cast.
This is true. I'm going to have a look for international release on it. But at least in Japan, the initial release was... Yeah, so it was 2014 for the North American international release, but 2013 for Japan. So there you go. And it was Wolf Children as well.
Oof.
Oh,
And that
Crikey.
went big.
wow.
That was heavy.
So,
you haven't
yeah.
seen this one?
Wolf Children? Yeah, I have.
You have?
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's Tifa. Of course she has.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
He's like, but you're so young.
It's a movie that hurts. Of course Tifa's seen it.
The smile of eternal pain.
I was like 12 watching Game of Thrones. I very much like none of this,
Oh man, I feel old.
Jesus.
All right, and then we do have to have an honorable mention for Naruto Shippuden Sunnyside Battle OVA.
Yes.
It was one of the most unhinged specials to come out.
Eggs.
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 If you haven't seen it, it's somewhere on YouTube. It's basically Itachi making eggs for Sasuke.
It's beautiful.
He's going to make the perfect egg using his Sharingan. And he just makes too many omelets. It's
Not
just-
omelets. They're all fried
Oh,
eggs.
fried eggs as well. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is all
Omelets?
fried eggs. I'm
Gosh.
thinking of... No, he makes one omelet and he goes, no, and throws it out.
Yeah, I think that's the one where the shell cracks into it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
Yeah. It's like, but using the Sharingan, you should be perfect. It's like,
Common
Tachi can
misconception.
yeah, I know, right? Alrighty. That is our list for the Hall of Fame for 2013. Once we get the website up and running, I know I keep saying that. I will get around to it. I promise. We are going to have our list of Hall of Fame for each of the year going back. We will do the ones we have missed, which will be 2012, and then anything before 2009, I think, would be the first one we did.
I think at that point, we're going to have to just rewatch entire seasons of anime going back.
Well, we won't necessarily have to rewatch the old seasons. It's more knowing what has stayed in the zeitgeist, what has stayed relevant. Like, I mean, you can easily go, Sailor Moon has stayed in the zeitgeist. Dragon Ball Z have stayed in the zeitgeist. Ranma has stayed in the zeitgeist.
Original Astro Boy from the 1960s.
Yeah, like it's about the reference and the times it has taken, and you'll be able to tell from when we go through the list which ones will be it. We might even do it as a live stream. It might be a good bit of fun, but we'll see how we go. But we'll list them all online once we get around to getting that website sorted. It is on my to-do list for this year, and I may have more time coming up.
I have an idea.
Oh no.
Due to the recent popularity, what if we added a live action award? Because One Piece
That's a
is
good
really
point.
good.
And there are going to be a lot more live actions going forward
yeah,
from this point in time as
And
well.
I started the Yu Yu Hakusho one.
Yeah.
Have any of you seen it?
No,
I've
I
seen
haven't.
clips
Yeah,
of
I
it.
know that it's
Looks
good
quite
though.
good.
Okay, there's one scene in the first episode. I think it's like within the first 20 minutes. It is so realistic, it's almost shocking.
Is this
The truck?
truck?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I've seen this on Twitter. Yeah.
Like, it's...
Whoa,
I sat there and I
okay.
was like, this is actually kind of confronting with
Yeah.
how realistic
Yeah.
it is.
Like, I know the scene you're talking about because I watched the original Yu Yu Hakusho, and just imagine that in real life is like, ugh.
The guy gets chumbawumbered by truck wheels.
Yeah. It's the Wombo combo.
Oh god, the Wombo combo.
But yeah, no, that's a good point because there's a lot of live actions that are coming out as
I
well.
mean, I can basically
You are,
guarantee
that's
One
right.
Piece would have won it for the last year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well,
For
we've got
sure.
Best of the Year, which is our next section, so let's talk about it there. We'll kick off with it.
All right.
Kawaii-Fi Radio.
Squirtle. I was thinking that too in my head. That's all I could imagine.
Apparently, these two just thought that we should have just kept playing the Jujutsu Kaisen music until we got copyright strike, so we could all do like the Happy Gandalf, the Squirtle with the saxophone. Any option.
Those songs are a bit scratchy. We might need to replace them soon.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I think that might be to do with a fader. But it's okay. It is time for the Best of the Year, and I can fade it out manually. So, Best of the Year. Let's start off with live action.
One Piece.
One Piece.
One Piece.
One Piece. There we go.
Surprisingly, One Piece.
Like, incredibly One Piece.
Yeah.
Surprisingly still. Like, okay, first of all, it's a Netflix production.
Yeah.
It's a Western anime live action.
It's the same people that did Cowboy Bebop.
It's the same people who did
Jesus.
Death Note.
Ah.
Same studio, but different people.
Like,
No.
Oh no, we did see that the producer and stuff were the same, but it's a
So
different
maybe the producer wasn't the
director
problem.
or whatever it was. It was
Yeah,
a different
maybe-
director and writer.
Yeah.
maybe the producer really was someone who learned.
Because we did have some harsh words to him previously.
Maybe he just decided, oh, okay, like, I see that there are some mistakes that I had some input in. Maybe I should step back and see what they want to do
Yeah.
for this or something like that. Because I can see that.
I mean, it probably also helps that, the original creator was involved.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Like,
Having
Absolutely.
Oda involved is a huge deal.
Hugely involved as
But
well.
saying that, they had is it Shinichiro Watanabe from Cowboy Bebop?
They had his notes.
Yeah, well, they say that he was directly involved, but
They
it
say
sounds
that, but
like
he really wasn't.
direct involvement is kind of the same way that the original creators of Avatar were directly involved with
Yeah.
the current one. It was up to a point.
But whereas with One Piece, Oda had final say. So
Mm,
they could not release anything without him saying yes or
And
no.
I think that was basically the clincher. That's what made this.
And one of the showrunners is like really like a big fan of One Piece and just anime in general and knows how it works. And I think because they had
Yeah.
him there and he was the one communicating with Oda as well, he knew what like he could kind of get away with changing and what he couldn't.
I think the other thing as well is that compared to all other live action anime adaptations we've seen, the pacing was right.
Yes.
They weren't trying to replicate the thing they do in anime where they stay in one spot for an extended period, like to create those scenes, because that's not something that should work in a live action format. That is it is literally a relic of animation.
Yeah.
It's a cost cutting measure.
Exactly. There's
So-
always going to be changes in adaptation.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
you can't just go from the written form to, I don't know, stage or screen, something like that, and keep everything as is. There's going to be changes. Anyone who's a purist on this matter is deluding themselves.
This is the thing. Like, I know all the purists will hate us saying this, but if you're not adding something new to it, there's no point doing.
Yeah, because
another
otherwise you
adaptation.
should just watch it as the anime. You should just
Exactly.
read the manga. Like,
Yeah.
otherwise there's no point.
Yeah, and I mean, like from manga to or light novel to animation adds something. It adds movement.
Yeah.
That's
But
the
if you're
tightrope
going
you've got to walk.
from movement to movement, you have to add something different. You have to either change the pacing, improve the quality, improve the visuals. Improvements need to be made. It can't be the same.
Well, like, I mean, video games have taught us as well. The transition from 2D to 3D
Yeah.
is not easy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Take Sonic the Hedgehog, for example.
Oh, yeah. they still cannot get the boost formula right.
Exactly.
They still can't.
2D Sonic, great. 3D Sonic, terrible. Live action Sonic, great.
Yeah. 3D Sonic in Sonic Generations, only one that I've liked.
Yes, but that's because there was a lot of 2D in that as well. And
No,
the
no,
3D
but-
was more 2.5D.
Exactly,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
what it should be, realistically. Yeah. Right. On the note of that, let's go to memorable characters from the year. The Sakamoto Award, which just kind of became a meme when we first started it because there was that anime series.
Haven't you heard I'm Oh, wait.
Haven't you heard I'm Sakamoto?
Have you guys seen that one?
No.
He's so over the top. It's like
Everything he does is cool. That's his whole gimmick.
yeah, it's like, everything he does is cool, cooler, coolest. And you're like, it's just
I'll
like,
send clips to the group later. It's adorable.
It's
Is
wild.
he like hard gay?
Did you say hard gay?
Yeah.
So it's
he's
sexuality
fabulous.
ambiguous.
Yeah, I'd say asexual, but fabulous.
No, I mean like the character hard gay.
What's hard gay?
Hard gay.
You know hard gay,
I
right?
think I know what you're talking
What
about.
the hell?
What's it from?
It's not. It's from like a Japanese game show
Yeah.
TV.
Okay, I have no context on this,
What?
but
It's
okay.
like a
What's
comedian.
this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think he's a wrestler. But basically, yeah, he goes around in this leather outfit and he thrusts at people. And he keeps telling people, I'm hard gay, I'm hard
I've
gay.
never seen this
At least we
man.
were thinking of the same
Yes,
thing. I was
yes, we're
like,
on the
yeah.
same page.
No, he's more
He's just
Ishida from Bleach.
Oh, he is a Ishida.
Yeah.
Oh,
Da-da-da-da.
that's wild.
Everyone in his class tries to, ruin him or whatever, but they drop a water bucket on his head and he then makes it like a scene from Free where he's throwing his hair back and the water's going everywhere and all the girls go, ah! It's just
Wild.
the guys hate him and it's just kind of weird. There's the scene at the beginning of the first 2 episodes where the 3 bullies are in the yard and just passing the ball between them and talking about Sakamoto and how much they hate him. And then they just sigh because it's like, we can never be him. And then the ball goes off to the side, one of them misses it, and they're just like, oh.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, guys want to be him, women want to be with him.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Women
the
also
character.
want to be him.
Fish fear him.
Fish want to be him.
Nothing of consequence happens in this series. And then the final episode, he leaves the school and joins NASA. And it's the same thing again in a NASA classroom. You're like,
It's a repeat of everything you saw in the first scene of the school thing. And it's the same characters, but they all have prosthetic noses attached to them to make them look American and from NASA.
and they're all speaking in broken English.
Oh my God.
It's just like, what am I watching?
It's a demented and
So anyway,
Yes.
Most memorable characters. It's not Sakamoto. He's not a carryover champ.
I
Aaron,
had Mash Burn Dead.
Mash Burn Dead from Mashal. Fair. Kenny?
Free Ran.
Yeah, look, she did air this year. It's fair.
I Hoshino from
Yep.
Hoshinoko.
I Hoshino as well from Hoshinoko.
You Hoshino?
No Hoshino.
We Hoshino.
Us Hoshino.
Why Hoshino?
Yeah, look, I think Furiran obviously has done the rounds already. It is a recency trend, but the series is so well received, and it is currently the #1 anime.
What I love most
On
about
now.
the fan art of Free Ren is it's not just showing her far into the distant future where there is only war, but she's in so many situations where she's armed with rifles and sniper rifles and stuff like that in modern warfare and things. It's just what? Why?
All right, people are a bit unhinged.
Yes.
Obviously, Oshinoko was one of the standout shows of the year. It did numbers, and as me and Tifa discussed a little bit earlier, Hoshino Ai, even though she was only realistically in that first episode, that first 90-minute super long episode, she has staying power, and
A ridiculous impact.
it's
Yeah.
insane. There's something so, I want to say, uncanny about the way that they've done the character's eyes that is alluring, that draws you in, even though there's something about it that is so unusual and so mesmerizing. And I still can't put my finger on it.
Oh, it's that her pupils are star-shaped.
It's not just that.
It's not that. It's like
All
so
obey
even
Hypno
in
Idol.
there's like so these
all of the
stars are
characters.
showing off like she's like this idol. She's charismatic. She's like really cute. And then there's a scene where she is drinking a matcha and she's an orphan, right? And she's talking to this guy who's trying to convince her into becoming an idol. And her eyes are so deadpan. There is nothing in them. The stars are black, and she just looks like a hollow shell of what you've been shown that she is during her like idol era and not beforehand, and it's like completely different. So however they've kind of used art to showcase her internal emotions is really well done.
And it obviously transfers to Ruby and Al. So
It's also the fact that an artist had to construct that whole appearance and that whole effect.
it's mesmerizing both
ingenious.
in print and in this, and it's just something about it that I can't put my finger on it, but there must be just like, especially when other characters get into that mode where they're in their essence and they have the stars appear, the same thing happens to their facial structure, and there's some it must be the way the lines are drawn for like the jawline or around the eyes to draw you in. It's really incredible artwork, and because of that I will forever remember these characters. Like holy cow. But yeah, and obviously Mashal, because it is just amazing.
Oh my god, yeah, no, that guy, we're gonna remember him for a long time to come.
Yeah.
It's the most bonkers take on the whole magical world idea.
Also, like, I love the fact that we've gotten to season 2 and knock off Harry Potter.
Rock Lee.
Yeah, I want to call him something else, but I can't use that word, so we'll say fascist Harry Potter. Is probably the easiest way to explain the character.
Jesus.
Wait, what?
No.
Think about it. He believes strongly that all people without magic should not be allowed to live.
Oh, that guy.
Isn't that ghetto?
No, I mean,
No,
I mean, there's that too.
But no, that's not just one guy. That's their entire.
I know,
culture.
but it's Harry Potter.
It's the Slytherin.
Yeah, Hogwarts is magical racism land.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's true.
But I mean, no, the character of Harry Potter, the guy who's the prefect of the Divine Missionaries, who is basically the knockoff of Harry Potter, because he's got the two lines and then they do the spike underneath his eyes. Who's like the leader of the Divine Visionaries with the brown hair and the glasses.
Oh yeah, the dude with the sand powers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't like sand.
Okay, Anakin, calm down.
Of course, irritated.
But yeah, like there's MASH is just great, because the first time I saw MASH, I just went, is that Mob? Because of the bomb.
Is this just
Yeah,
hardcore
yeah.
mob?
But it's Mob with muscles.
It's Rock Lee.
It's Rock Lee. It's great. I love it. All right.
Mob Lee.
The Red Line Award. This is named after the movie Red Line. It is a visual feast. It will burn your retinas. It's amazing. Go watch it. This is for the most memorable moments in anime for 2023. Now, these are going to be individual. We're all going to have different takes on it.
I've got a few.
Tifa, what's yours?
When Sukuna destroys all of Shibuya.
Yeah.
He's so handsome when he does it.
When he's all like cute and murderous, that's Pookie.
No. Okay. Just that one moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Aaron?
I had Mahito versus Yuji, like when it cuts to the snow
It's a good
and it's
moment.
the rabbits and the wolves.
Oh, yeah. Introduce Tsukasa.
Like,
Yeah.
ooh, that was
beautiful.
because it's all of a sudden the tables have turned and
Yeah.
Mahito doesn't understand it and he's like, what's going on? I thought I was the predator. I thought I was the apex. And now here I am. Like, he's not even Sukuna. This is just Yuji.
I really like the way
Yeah.
they do the art of Yuji in that as well, because he starts to
Yeah.
become a little bit like Sukuna. They
does.
draw him a lot sharper in
Yeah.
that scene as well to
His hair's
show,
pulled back
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
to show that kind of similarity there.
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
interesting.
They did a really good job.
Well, Mahito just pushed him and pushed him and pushed him. And Mahito reached his peak and Yuji went, all right, bet.
Yeah,
Also, like, how many times did he like pull out Black Flash in a row? Like, broke
Yeah.
the record. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, once they mentioned the record, we knew it was like he's going to be able to do it at
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, well, they said that, he's the one chosen by the Black Flash gods. And then they also went, the Black Flash gods also don't choose who gets to use it when Mahito went, ha!
Yeah, it was pretty epic. Yeah, I've got a few, but they're mostly dumb ones. I have one really epic one, but the dumb ones is Zom 100, the zombie shark.
Oh my god, that was
I will always just be like, this is the next, what do you call it? Sharknado. Sharknado
wild.
8 zombie shark.
Well, like live actions, we had One Piece, which was great, but the Zom 100 missed a lot of.
Oh,
what
it
made
missed a
Zom
lot
100
of it.
great.
Yeah.
a lot of those
super
comedy
strong.
moments didn't hit the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the characters fell short of who they were
Yeah.
supposed to be. The color was a major thing, but that just wasn't there.
Yeah. On the other silly note, Kamikatsu, the combine harvester.
You're just
Yeah.
never gonna not bring that up.
I'm never not going to. It was like, I hated it. I saw that before I watched the series. That's what made me go, I need to know why, if this is
What's
this bad
going
the whole way.
on? Yeah.
So, for those not familiar, if you missed the meme, Kamikatsu decided to take a video of a John Deere combine harvester. So this is a ride-on tractor that you're dragging a thing behind, which pulls up all of the produce out of the ground, so it can be, harvested. And they decided to take actual footage of that, use what looks like a default Photoshop filter to make it look like it had been pencil painted.
Yeah.
And then put the guy's one of the characters' heads over the person driving the combine harvester in the original art style, so that it was completely removed from it. And that's how the episode starts. And it's just like, woo! You're like, what am I looking at?
It was just ridiculous.
I'll put it on the corner of the screen when I do the editing. It's just like, what am I? Oh my god.
This is Kyle's choice for all the awards. By the way, you can skip to the end.
No.
Can we also put Pookie on the corner of the screen?
Like each of us gets a corner of the screen.
maybe. I'll see how much time I have for editing. It feels like a Sunday, even though it's a Saturday. It's great. And also Furia and the fight with Ara. Because that did happen this year, and that was just such a power move. Just like
The fight ends with a gamer slur.
yeah, yeah, it does. Yeah, we're not going to say it because Kenny, what else do you have? Because I know you had the fight with Ara as well.
Do you
did
think
as
he
well,
has
yes.
anything else?
Well, in
Yeah.
fact, I do. The certain scene from the first episode of Oshinoko, the scene that changes everything, that was holy hells. That was amazing.
That's a good point, actually.
That's actually a good point. Yeah,
And then the fact that Attack on Titan actually ended at all.
that's true.
Exclamation mark. Attack on Titan
Blimey.
actually ended.
Yeah, Attack on Titan actually.
That's
ended.
not supposed to happen. It's supposed to have at least 3 more final episodes.
There will be a final movie, probably.
Oh, God.
Like 10 years later or
swear
something
words.
like that.
Yeah, we're going to be
That's
doing like Hall of Fame. We're going to be like, wow, it ended 10 years ago. Wow, we've been doing this show for way too long. Oh, wow, those are all grey hairs now.
Back in
Don't say
May.
that. I'm hiding the grey hairs, like with the.
Oh, how terrible. Grey hairs.
And other
Love you, bro.
other memorable moments. Jujutsu Kaisen, Nanami's hair pulling scene. Oh,
Love you, Aaron. Look, you brought it up. I don't know what I can do about this. He hates me now. It's over.
I'm just looking into the camera like in an office.
Yeah. All right, moving right along. Before I actually get murdered. Best shoujo or josei? Now, for context, shoujo is female 12 to 18 target demographic, and josei is 18 to 45 female demographic. And there's not many that are listed in this category. I think there was
Yeah,
5 this
surprising.
year. And it's frustrating because there are other shows which we thought were in that category, and they were shonen, according to their official
Okay, but
listing, which makes no sense.
We're going to have to talk about tags soon because
Tags?
the tags
Yeah.
of these animes, because they are incorrect.
Some of them are, some of them aren't. Some of them, like some of the ones that are in shonen that we thought shouldn't be shonen, are actually in Shonen Jump or in weekly shonen as well. So it's
Interesting.
We are beholden to nothing. We will define the tags from now on.
Look, I think for shoujo and josei we might, because there are like it wouldn't be eligible this season, but Apothecary Diaries is not
Yes.
shoujo or josei,
Yeah.
but it very much is. It very much is. Like, it should be in this category.
Yeah,
for
I'm changing
instance.
my answer. Apothecary Diaries for this.
You can't. It's not finished.
Oh.
That would have been my choice too.
I know. Like,
Okay, free red.
no. Undead Unluck. Well, you can't do that either. It's not finished.
Sam's.
We need
So-
like a beeper button every time
beep.
you say. Every time you say it, just beep.
And every
Beep,
time you
beep,
say
Didn't I get a
Jujutsu
note
Kaisen-
button?
Yeah.
I actually do. I got the pill, but the badge. But you got the button, didn't you?
Oh no, I got something better than
You
the
got the
nut button.
customizable one.
I got the customizable ones.
Yeah.
I've got 2 buttons, one for yes, one for no. I think right now one of them plays the Gummy Bear song, and the other one plays the Crazy Frog song.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's
Why?
unfortunate.
What circumstances appeared to require
Oh no,
that?
sorry,
It
no.
was a strange set of circumstances.
No. One of them I had set up for my Rengoku cosplay, and it says, "Oh look, I've been impaled."
That's right. I remember that. And you wore that at HoshiCon, and everyone cried.
Well, I'm gonna fix it so that it's got the hole with the arm sticking out the back,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's really, really bad.
and then I'm gonna lift the cape and be like, "Want to shake hands?"
At the back. Brilliant. Evil. Okay. Best shoujo or josei. I went Saints Magic Powers Omnipotent Season 2. I know Kenny doesn't like it.
It's okay. It's just.
But
yeah.
I enjoyed it. I definitely didn't feel as invested in it in Season 2 as I did in Season 1. But out of the choices, it was the one that I watched that I enjoyed. So
I put Sacrificial Princess, but mostly for lack of choice.
Emma really liked that. Sacrificial Princess and the Beast Prince, or yeah. Tifa.
Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. Because the elf boy is hot.
Valid.
Fair enough.
Emma is currently watching that because the elf boy is hot.
Yeah.
You know, which Java anime has an elf boy in it?
Free
Sword
reign?
Art Online.
Yes.
No. Yes.
No.
Well, yes.
Pass.
Pass. Fair enough. Fair enough. If you didn't watch anything, you didn't watch anything. It's fair.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on to Seinen. Now, Seinen was a bit of an odd one because there are some in there which you wouldn't think were Seinen,
Tags.
and vice or other. But look, we'll stick it with it for this year. Next year, I think we might, for this section for Shoujo, Seinen, Shonen, we will kind of reassess ourselves. Shonen, obviously, I think there's enough that are listed as Shonen that it's hard to debate that they aren't. But Seinen, Shoujo, and Josei, I think there are definitely ones that belong in those categories which aren't in there. Like, Jujutsu Kaisen should be in Seinen. Realistically, considering the level of violent content it's targeting an 18+ audience, that's not shonen.
But it is in
But it
Shonen
is in
Jump,
Shonen
and
Jump.
it is technically Shonen.
Exactly.
Because it's aimed at the younger.
But yeah,
So now it's
I know, right? So it's a mess. It's
The
hard.
dark
now it's two different
shonen.
categories. It's the Martian.
It's the Martian.
No.
Yeah. Cool. So for Seinen, I went Heavenly Delusions because it was dark, it was mature, it dealt with mature themes, the animation was beautiful, and I loved the concept.
I hit Vinland Saga Season 2. It's very much less action and blood and conflict, but a lot more heavy on the introspection.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like Season 2, and that's because
Oh, okay.
this is a Seinen anime, not a shonen
Yeah.
anime. And that's like, yes, there are ups and downs.
It's not about the battles. It's about the characters.
It's about the war.
Yeah. Well,
War within self.
Yeah.
It's the most important thing in writing.
all right, Aaron.
I had some 100.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, it's a good call. Tifa.
I had Oshinoko because I just thought it was funny that it was in this category, but then I also had some 100.
No, but
In that cat
yeah, it is Seinen. It is Seinen. Like
I see it, but also
what is it?
I'm like,
Akasaka?
it's a bit weird.
Akasaka?
Arara?
Akasaka, the guy who makes it,
Yeah.
he did say that when he made Oshinoko, he wanted to create, after doing Kaguya,
Yeah.
he wanted to create one for the older audiences because he wanted his audience to grow with him as well. So, like, because Kaguya Summer Lovers War is targeting at that, was targeted at the shonen demographic.
So, like Oshinoko, their characters are. There are some high school aged characters, but they're of the older, like they're like seniors basically, and there are characters that are older than that as well. So you can see why that's the demographic of it, but you just don't think that it's that when you're watching it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I mean, when I was watching it, I didn't really think about shonen or seinen.
I just thought, oh yeah, it's like a drama. It's, like, you know.
But it makes sense for it to be in that seinen
like,
category
okay,
because when you look at what most seinen things are, they're drama, they're life issues. They're kind of the ones that are connected in that genre. But yeah, that's everyone. Yeah, yeah,
believe so,
yeah. So yeah, it's not free rounds. There you go.
It's not Jujutsu Kaisen.
Well,
not
no,
in
but
that category.
It's time for best shonen, and obviously it's Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes.
Same.
I
Okay.
hit the mic. Sorry.
Best shonen.
Best shonen. Oh, Mashal.
I also went Mashal.
Yay!
Yay! But yeah, I mean, these are shows that I think we will be talking about in 10 years. Like, I think Oshi no Ko, no doubt. Som 100, we'll see what happens when it gets season 2. But Mashal, Jujutsu Kaisen, they're having staying power and they're getting in the zeitgeist and people are finding it funny. You look on TikTok, it's all over it. So I think it's going to be
Far
good.
out.
I had friends dressed up as it for Kira Lee's birthday party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was hilarious. It was all the Palace Girls, wasn't it?
No, it was.
Well, I know some of the Palace Girls were.
Yeah, it was 3 of the Palace Girls and Kagu.
Oh, yeah. He's an honorary Palace Girl. he's Palace admin.
Yeah, they're the Palace
Palace
crew.
man.
Palace crew.
It's beyond gender.
It's beyond gender. Okay.
Cute.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Next one's an interesting one. Best original anime. Now, this is animes that have been created originally by the studio. They're not based on existing content. No light novels, no mangas, no multimedia franchises or games or anything like that. Something that the studio's been creating completely in-house. We're talking things that were like the original Cowboy Bebop, the brain has gone blank. Wonder Egg Priority. That's what I was looking for. You don't know if they're going to actually land it. And in many cases, it's very rare for a show to get more than 12 episodes as original in this day and age. It's normally 12 episodes. Oh, that was weird.
You okay?
Cool. I'm dying inside.
We all are. Slowly.
So, for me, the best original series created by an animation studio was Kaina of the Great Snow Sea. This was done by Polygon Pictures. Now, Polygon do that sort of cel-shaded CG, and it was a bit janky the first few years when they did like Demi-Human or whatever it was. And it's improved substantially, and this is probably the best example of it. It's the idea and concept was created by the same guy who did Blame. And
Checks out.
the other one that he did, Biomega, and there's a few other ones he's done, but it's all the same sort of thing where it's a very similar style of storytelling. There's massive structures of some form in some place that you can crawl through. But I greatly enjoyed it. I can't wait for the movie, which is the end of the series, to come out on digital because it's been in the cinemas in Japan. So.
Started properly watching it last night. And
Yeah.
So good.
Oh, really? Fair enough. Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't end like Wonder Egg Priority with the movie.
No, it shouldn't because they did delay the movie slightly to make sure they could finish it properly. So that's good. But yeah, Aaron, what was your favorite original?
Magical Destroyers.
Oh god, yes. That's fair though. It was very unique.
It was wow. That caught me off guard.
It's interesting because Mal lists that with the tag of otaku culture.
I mean, it's not wrong.
And I didn't realize that was a tagging system they
Yeah.
had, but they've added it, and there's a few shows like Genshiken and all that now have this tag associated with them, which is good
Wicked.
because it gives you some context to the culture around it. But
Well, I mean, that's what the show's all about. Like, otaku culture gets outlawed. And, like, it's not just anime otaku culture. It's, like, trains, space. The otakus
yeah, that's
who
right,
obsess over
yeah.
licensing and getting all of the...
the train otakus who like to take photos of trains and all that.
Yeah.
You
Train
can
spotters.
collect the cards on each train that you go on in Japan, so you can go up to the conductor and you can get all of the train cards because they have like basically trading cards for each of the
Huh.
trains and stuff like that.
Wow.
Training cards.
Otaku culture is ridiculous over there.
It is, but well, it's about
You
being
just imagined him
obsessed.
to give it first.
So she's so mad. Tifa, what was your favorite original?
Agretsuko.
Yeah,
Yay.
I mean, yeah. Was Agretsuko created before or? Because she's now
Agretsuko is
part
her
of-
own original character for Sanrio. It is a
For
Sanrio
Sanrio.
production.
Ah,
So it's created
but
specifically.
she was never part of like the original Sanrio group, was she? Like with Puri Puri and all that. This is when they went. We're going to use the style of Sanrio and create a new
A new
IP,
character,
basically.
yeah.
No, and that's fair. I mean, and it's also come to an end now as well.
Yeah.
Are there going to be like any specials or movies they've announced, or they've said that's it?
I think that's it. They've already done a Christmas special previously,
wow,
so
okay,
like
yeah.
I don't think they'll do anything else unless she doesn't really match with the other characters as well, so you couldn't really put her into. There's like a Kuromi series that's ongoing as well at the moment, so you could, but you couldn't because their worlds are different.
Ah, fair. What isn't there like that little sort of purple, angry, demon-looking Sanrio character?
Purple?
I don't know.
Are you talking about the one with the black? Are you talking about Kuromi with the black
Is that
bunnies
Bunny
and stuff?
Okay, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I
That's
do not know Sanrio very well, so
yeah, that is Kuromi. And even
okay.
though they're kind of like, you would see them as being sort of similar, they're a bit different. Their worlds are different because Retsuko's world is
Guns
like...
are out while the boys are being silly.
Retsuko's world is like the human world, where it's just like normal.
Guns are out.
Oh my god.
Guns are out, oh dear.
And the Sanrio world is...
The Sanrio world.
Yeah.
It's fantastical and wonderful and
Yeah.
fair enough. Okay. Kenny, what was your original pick?
Kind of the Snow Sea as well.
Oh, okay,
It's
fair
just-
enough. Woo. Lovely. Man, a fight is starting here. I don't know if you're watching on stream, but everyone's fighting. All right.
Yeah, Aaron didn't start it.
Best anime adaptation. This is the best series based on existing media, such as a manga or novel. It must take into account the accuracy of the original media. So, obviously-
Vinland Saga 2.
Vinland Saga 2.
Oh, yeah.
You're coming in early with that, yeah. Is that for Vinland Saga or just because?
Just because.
Just because, okay.
We're getting silly.
Yeah, excellent.
Alright.
Great. We're almost at the end. It's okay.
Sorry.
Tifa, what was your best anime adaptation?
I went with Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yep, no, that's fair.
I thought, like,
Surely you mean Freerun.
I had a look at a fair few, and it's like, I don't think that Oshinoko could technically take this because it is very different from the manga. Because that first 90-minute episode is cut up into several little parts in front of each chapter, basically. And you slowly learn as you go along. But the way that they did it in the anime is so much better, and everything is just so much cleaner.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's a one-for-one adaptation or anything like
that's
that. It's
fair.
almost like different,
That
but the
is
same.
a
It's interesting.
Crazy difference. I actually didn't know that about
Yeah,
manga.
Yeah.
but the difference makes the anime better
So
than
much
the
more
manga.
powerful.
Like
Yeah.
it's really smart the way that they went about it, and it's probably one of the only times where a big change like that is so heavily celebrated as well. So
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do agree that Jujutsu Kaisen was good, but as in just recently, because I didn't want to read JJK until the anime season had finished, so I'm now almost up to date, and having just read through that arc, to me it feels like, in particular, the Mahito fight and a couple others were really dragged out compared to the manga.
I think that the timing was really good in the anime, but yeah, it is a little
scenes for the
different.
Mahito
Yeah.
fight, like they didn't have that scene where they were coming down the wall with the.
I mean,
massive ball of
the
flesh.
hair pulling scene with Nanami was also different, and the Gojo on Jogo's arm scene was also different,
Yeah.
and the what's his name with the like little space buns? I've forgotten.
Oh
his name.
yeah, the blood brother.
Yeah. They
Oh,
didn't show his abs off in the
Chiyo?
manga.
Chuyo?
I can't remember. He's close. He's close. But yeah, but it still was a good adaptation. You
It
look
is
really
a good
angry.
adaptation. Like that's not it.
Chujo?
I mean, like, it did adapt it really well, and visually, like, they did copy all the same beats.
Choso.
They just
Choso.
They did just add more to it, I think.
Close.
Yes.
And I think it might have also been that they had that point that they really wanted to end on, and they had to make sure
Yeah,
it
of
matched
course.
up.
Yeah, but
And-
the scenes that are in the manga, they've taken those, they've done it almost
They're
one
one
for one,
for one.
basically, and then
They're
they've
so
just
good.
added more to it, rather than some other shows taking those away and not having that part as like that there in their adaptation.
Well, I think that's a thing with the different mediums.
Yeah.
Like, with manga fights, you can't stretch them out.
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
flesh them out because it gets very samey. It's like, okay, punch,
Yeah.
punch, kick.
Yeah,
kick,
for sure.
Anime, it gets a lot more involved,
Yeah.
whereas you get to see the full motion of it, and you get to
Yeah.
understand who's doing those blows and how their styles work.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
Not
think
to mention going nuts with the choreography.
Yeah, I just think, like, for me with Jujutsu Kaisen, with that Mahito fight, it just overstayed its welcome, and it really kind of got to me because when you're watching it week to week, like, if you're binging it, it's fine.
Oh, I binged it.
I watched watched it week to week.
I watched it week to week, and I got really frustrated. I'm like, come on, let's move to the next point of the story because we've had 3 episodes of this fight now. And like, I realized the first episode was establishing,
Takes you back
Nanami and the beginning of the fight, and then fighting and losing, and then bringing in brother, and then going outside. And it's like, we're 4 episodes into this fight, and it was 1 chapter. And it's like,
I still think it matches up pretty well. I don't think the
don't get me
pacing
wrong, they did match up a
weird
lot of
or
it, but
anything.
I really wanted the story to progress. I think more.
I
than
think if
anything
it
else.
went too fast, people would have been very upset because
Yeah.
of the other characters that they bring in during that.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have had enough time with them before those characters
Yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah, I agree. It's just like I think it was maybe more impatience on my part because it's like I want to know how this is going to work out. And we spent, we've seen cast of thousands basically. Is the idea. You've got that solid cast, and they're all off doing things. I'm like, I want to know what's going on elsewhere as well. Like, I don't want to just see this fight. And I think it might have been easier for me if they showed other stuff that was going on outside and so on. But it is what it is. It's a personal preference.
The idea of like, okay, I want to see what else is going on. I want it to progress, and you were watching it week to week. Kind of takes you back to old school Dragon Ball Z, don't it?
Yeah.
But at least the
Frieza
animation's a
fight
bit more fluid than some of those fights.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Love it. All right, Aaron, what was your best returning franchise?
Returning
Best
franchise?
anime adaptation.
I was gonna say,
What am I
like,
doing?
we skipped one.
Yeah, my brain's not working, sorry.
I had Hypnosis Mike.
Yep, fair
Yay.
enough.
Because
Yep.
the transition from like a rhythm game where it's sort of like just
Yeah.
them rapping against each other to this series where they've structured it and showed you how the characters all work and like the origins and their reasons for doing everything. I like it.
Also, like, my understanding is season 2 kind of really fleshed out the world a lot more too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, no. Like
Maybe.
So season 1
don't
was
know.
them like competing for turf, basically. Season 2 was them all uniting against this one person who they don't know who it is, but they're causing riots all over Japan.
Because they've got, like, the one mic to rule them all sort of thing.
Yeah,
But
they
were
created
all of
illegal
them
mics.
deceived.
Yeah.
But yeah, so also they're like, oh, the government's more corrupt than we thought. We have to blah blah blah.
Yeah. My pick was Oshinoko because of the change in the adaptation, because I thought that it actually strengthened the story so much more. Like, they still took into account the accuracy. It was accurate to the manga. It still, worked. It actually worked better because of it, because we understood the trauma that the characters were going into. We didn't have to wait.
That checks
And
out.
I think that, in particular for the anime format, considering people normally check out after 3 episodes, using that basically for the first 3 episodes as a 90-minute special really drew people in and pulled them in, even though that wasn't the crux of the story. And even though there were, you see it and you go, you've been reborn as your favorite idol's child, that's a bit creepy. That immediately, if you had to do that in 3 single episodes, people would have tapped out the moment they saw
for
that.
sure.
Whereas if you're watching it as a 90-minute feature, you get, in that first 90-minute feature, you get to understand the context and the reason for this story.
And the fact that as well, in that they kind of push the ideas a little more, so it reiterates them to you that, okay, so both of these children were very big fans of the idol, and they're fans in very different ways as well. And the guy that we're following who becomes Aqua, his love of this idol is not like he's in love with her or anything. It's like he wants to protect her. Like, he just doesn't, he like knows the idol personally in a way and just doesn't want anything bad to happen to her.
I mean, it can be misconstrued just based on some of the actions, but I think that was more done for the comedy value rather than as a direct reflection of the way he felt about the idol. But and the reason he learnt about Hoshino Ai to begin with is because of someone who he cared for.
Yeah.
So it's sweet in a way. So it's continuing on because the person who liked the idol passed away, and you're continuing on that love in their honor, if you will.
Yeah.
So to me that makes a lot more sense, which I like. But for me, like, there was a lot of good adaptations this year, but for me, Oshinoko, because of the way it handled those early chapters and made it, it set up the premise quickly in a way that was going to make waves and draw attention to itself. I just think it did an incredible job. So yeah, really pleased with it.
Agreed.
Best returning franchise. Sorry, Aaron. I will let you start on this, seeing as I threw it at you earlier.
Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2.
Me too.
Me too.
Free rent. I mean, Ancient Magus Bride.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's a good point as
that's a
well.
very
But
good
But
point.
I still haven't had a chance to watch the second season yet.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's definitely a kind of a change in form. It's
Okay.
less comfy than it was.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's kind of
Is
Hogwarts
that a
Magic
crying
School.
face on your list?
Yeah.
What was the crying face next to?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
It's because I kept putting it on my list.
Look, if it was your favorite anime of the year, it's your favorite anime of the year. That's fine.
Oh,
It's okay.
she's allowed to, but I don't.
Yeah, but yours isn't finished yet.
Yeah, but neither is that
No,
one.
no. All right.
I'm not a cop.
I'm not a cop. All right. It's time for the Mal popular vote. We get no say in this. I went and checked it this morning.
God.
The top
scared.
10 shows of the year based on the Mal rankings on the day of recording. What are you doing, Kenny?
I was showing her a thing.
He wrote racial slurs.
He did. So, in number 10 is Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Swordsmith Village Arc on 8.27. Jobless Reincarnation Season 2 in 9th with
Wow.
8.29. In 8th, Dr. Stone New World Part 2 on 8.35.
Good to see that still continuing.
It's actually a really good adaptation as well. It just wasn't as... This part of the story isn't as fun as some of the other parts. The Eminence in Shadow Season 2 is on
Oh,
an
yeah.
8.43 somehow.
Interesting.
I haven't watched it.
I've heard a lot of people like it.
I've
yeah,
heard
I heard
a
a lot
lot
of
of
people like it too.
bad.
I've only heard good.
Really? I might have to check it out. Like, because obviously everyone's opinion is going to be different. But yeah. And then we have Bungo Stray Dogs 4 and 5.
Yeah.
They are on 8.45 for season 4 and 8.66 for season 5. And that was in 5th and 6th. In 4th place, Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War, The Separation on an 8.7.
It was a very beautiful season.
In
It was very
3rd, Oshino Ko on
Third.
8.71. In 2nd, Vinland Saga Season 2 on 8.8.
Hey.
And in 1st place, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 on 8.88.
Yeah.
Vindicated.
There are
for
2
all your
others
choices.
that we're going to mention because they're currently ongoing but are in the rankings. Fururen's on 9.13. Still. It is still number 1 after over a season, which is...
Booyah.
This might be the one that deservedly takes over from...
FMA.
FMA, yeah. And Apothecary Diaries is on
Yes.
8.81. That would put it in 3rd if these 2 were included. So they're still
It's a
ongoing.
pretty fair rating. It's not as bad as Mal can be.
So,
I know, right?
so basically, all of my selections for next year are kind of made in a few of these categories.
Yeah,
I'm
I know,
surprised
right?
Attack on Titan wasn't there.
It was an 8.13 or something, but there was a lot of high mid to low 8s this year. So
Frankly, a lot of people have walked away from Attack on
Yeah.
Titan just because
They just couldn't be
it
bothered
just
with that whole.
yeah.
I haven't finished it yet, but I read the manga and finished it when it finished. Like I was like, all right, I'm done. I don't need to watch it. I know what's going to happen.
It was like TV Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Kind of, yeah. It's the final season
Fizzled
just
out.
kind of killed any goodwill you had for it.
Yeah. There was more episodes in the final season than the seasons before the final season combined.
Yep.
Like,
And I believe it.
yeah. Okay. The 2 big ones. This is hard. First up is the Miyazaki Award for Best Film. Who wants to go first?
Tifa. We'll go youngest
Tifa
first.
does want to go first.
The Boy and the Heron.
Yeah.
We saw that coming. Digimon.
Lonely Castle.
Ooh.
I watched it
You
last
did
night.
watch it. Oh. It looks pretty good. I only tried it
It's-
down.
Actually, extremely bloody emotional.
It's called Lonely Castle in Mirror. A group of kids get teleported through their
Oh,
mirror.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, we were only able to find a stream of it last
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
So
Is this
Yeah.
Narnia?
No, that's a
Sort of,
wardrobe,
but no,
not a mirror.
these kids, all of them just have the worst life ever. And then they are teleported through a mirror into this castle where they like stay, meet each other, develop these wonderful relationships.
I'm still
Narnia?
hearing Narnia.
And then
They get a wish if
Yeah,
they
the-
complete a task.
the guardian of the castle basically says, if you find this item in the castle, you will get a wish. Anything you want.
You mean like the White
with
Witch?
Turkish delight.
With the Turkish delight?
No, it's like it can be,
Come on, you need to.
What's the name of the lion?
Aslan.
Aslan.
so it
But
can,
she wears a wolf mask.
I'm sorry.
it can
but
change something about life. It basically is
I'm
a
sure
wish
this
for
kid
anything.
could have as well.
But
But
There's a catch.
the catch is that once it's made, everyone in the castle will go back to the world and forget any of this ever happened. And that's kind of the crux, the sad part.
I know
because
that's like the last Narnia book, but don't go there. That's a
they've
horrible fate.
all developed these feelings for one another. They've developed this almost family-like... Well, you two stop!
hey, look, you're trying, but you're
for
failing.
those listening at home, Aaron and Tifa are just sitting there grinning at Kenny, going, "Yep, it's Wine Witch in the wardrobe."
It's superior.
If you say so.
It's superior to that Christian.
My pick,
fanfiction.
my pick for the Miyazaki Award for Best Film is The Boy and the Heron. Like, I love Suzume, and it is a close second, but The Boy and the Heron is the strongest story, and I enjoy
In both English and Japanese.
yeah.
The
Like,
English dub is amazing. Robert Pattinson.
Robert
as-
Pattinson is amazing. as the
Goblin Heron.
Yes, but can I ask you all? Did you see a child walk out of your movie because it was too scary?
No?
No.
I did.
That's how you know it's good.
The Digimon. Yeah. Though I do have to admit, though, Digimon 02, the beginning, went places I was not expecting Digimon to go.
Same here.
It went hell dark.
The eye.
The eye. Oh. One of the characters loses an eye,
Ooh, fun.
and a Digimon takes its own eye out and puts it in his head.
And it looks
feel
like
like
the
that's on
eye
Santa
on the
Carry.
20th anniversary icon. Like it's the
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's like a full Digimon eye, not
Yeah.
like an eye placed into a human socket, but
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah, it's a bit whack. It's dark. You should watch it, Tifa. You'll like it. Yeah.
no genuinely like
Genuinely.
I
it's
want to
It's a
know how
really
they
good
put
story.
it in there and get it to work.
Yeah.
it's Digimon.
It's Digimon. He's now part Digimon. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
that's probably it. All right.
He now knows the full Digi rap.
It is time. Well, he always knew the full Digimon.
The Digi-evolution is up and coming.
See? You
That
started
eye.
him off.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
wild.
It is time for the big one. The Kawaii-Fi Best Anime Award. The Golden Kawaii-Fus. This isn't a waifu award. This is not a waifu award.
Oh.
Okay. It is our favorite animes of the year. My pick is Zom 100. Aaron's pick, JJK Season 2. Tifa's pick.
JJK season 2.
Are you certain I can't pick
You
Furry?
cannot pick Furry.
I pass.
Can he
He
pick an
says
anime?
JJK season 2.
JJK season 2.
And then the drums just keep going.
That guy was just too into it.
Little drummer boy.
And then someone just tackles
So
him to the side.
JJK Season 2 and Zom 100. That's fair. They are good picks. I'm surprised
Yeah.
no one said Oshinoko.
I'll change mine to Oshino.
No, it's too late.
I
The
changed
drums
it.
stopped.
The drums are stopped. It's too late.
I thought about it, but I feel like it's gonna get better. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I think that
Like,
this
being up to
season of
date on the
JJK
manga.
is the season
It
of
is,
JJK.
yeah.
The next season will be all right. It'll be fine. But the season, it depends on how many episodes they do for the next season. But the season after that, which will be the final arc, will be the killer season, right?
Yeah.
But with Oshinoko, it had such a good beginning.
Yeah.
It had a good rest of its story, but it kind of lulls a little bit. But later on in the manga, it gets
It
significantly better. So I
Whoa.
feel like it'll come back.
Yeah. No, I think it's fair. And Oshinoko, I think, will definitely become like the Kaguya-sama Love is War sort of like big like series that everyone talks about each season it comes out. And, you know, same as like Attack on Titan, same as, you know, My Hero Academia. It's going to be an ongoing series which is going to have a continuous following. JJK is as well. And you are right. Like after this, there is that sort of lull for a good 50 chapters.
I wonder
And
if
it's not
they'll
a bad
keep
lull,
that,
but-
though.
Oh yes, no, they will because it's all
need
set
to.
up. It's all just
It's all
set up.
And it's
important setup.
It's so important.
It's like there are good parts in this, like
Yeah.
fun little like things, and the way that they'll do an animation will be far more exciting than in
Yeah.
the manga. But because of what happens after,
But we've
You
already
forget
seen,
about that.
We've already seen him make alterations in adaptation, so I wonder if there's a way that they can sort of...
They will streamline it to remove some of the lull, but I think there's still too much important stuff in there for them to skip.
Yeah.
They won't like do a Promised Neverland 2 to it. They couldn't. It wouldn't make sense. I mean, Promised Neverland 2 proved it. It didn't make sense.
Promised Neverland didn't have a second season.
But yeah, I think all of these are deserving. And Zom 100, like, look, everyone will complain about the fact that it didn't get its final 3 episodes till Christmas, but I just say that's the best Christmas gift ever. An hour of...
Okay, I'll take back what I gave you then.
No.
But you said.
I said it's the best Christmas gift ever. I
Yeah,
didn't
what's
say
the
the
point?
others weren't appreciated.
No.
That's nice, Kyle. Look what you've done. You've hurt his feelings.
I gave you a T-shirt which said you're lactose intolerant.
No, you didn't.
No,
No.
you got the Godzilla one.
Yeah, which turns out to be a couple sizes too small for me.
Oh,
What the hell, Kyle?
I tried.
did you really?
I really did actually.
Look, the pen is amazing.
The pen is amazing.
Yes,
Okay.
I've had co-workers go, wow, I want a pen like this. And I'm like, okay, I'll go get you one, I guess.
Was it the Anya pen?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great. On that note, I have Anya coffee in the fridge thanks to Kenny.
Yeah.
It's so good, right?
I
It's so
haven't tried it yet.
It is peanutty,
ridiculously
as you
good.
said. I was
Yeah.
like, this is really good. I liked it more than the Zelda one.
Yeah, it's
What
like...
was the Zelda one?
What?
Have you guys not seen the Zelda one?
There's like a grass
They
in
don't
it.
follow your content like I do.
No, I've just got bad attention.
I just thought, just in general, you would have seen it somewhere.
Oh,
but
no.
there's also a Zelda one. It's quite sweet.
That sounds good to me.
As in like Boss Coffee Sweet?
Yeah.
Or-
It is Boss Coffee.
Yeah. No, that's probably not my cup of tea.
Well, no,
But it's
coffee.
cute. It's cute.
Fair enough.
Now the
might be able to find
yeah,
it,
it doesn't taste like peanut
it won't
butter.
work,
This
okay,
peanut
so-
coffee. It tastes like
Peanut.
Peanut.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not peanut butter.
It's really good. I really liked it. I was
adore
like,
it.
wow. Okay.
That's surprising. Okay. Well, that is where we're going to have to leave the awards because guess what? We've done them all. Oh my God. Yay!
Oh, my butt.
Kawaii-Fi Radio.
Well, as I mentioned, it is where we're going to leave it. There has been a lot this year to the past year to take in. It was a good year. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of interesting anime. We did have issues with health and travel and many other things.
we
but
laughed, we cried, we were annoyed that we couldn't pick Rerun.
Oh, the French.
Look, you can talk about it for ages.
I'm gonna talk about it for ages.
Now, next time, what are we going
Is
to
it
do?
finally time?
I think it might finally be time.
Oh,
Oh,
my
Card
goodness, it's
Captor?
finally time.
We might finally be doing card captors.
You
But
know she fights a kaiju in the first episode,
I
right?
know, you've said that every time we've mentioned this. But this
Is it
is
Miyazaki's coming out of retirement?
Yes, we're doing a kaiju movie, yes.
This is an episode we've
Wow.
been planning for a while, but lining everyone up's been a bit of a challenge. So we will check with everyone's schedule after this episode and confirm it. If not, then we might do something else.
Yeah, we'll figure it
So
out.
it's a surprise!
It's gonna be delayed forever, isn't it?
No. It'll be soon, but we also do have the Kill the Kill episode coming up as well. And I think on the list I also have another interesting one.
We've also got the possibility of the Bro episode because schedules have lined up.
Yes, we may be getting the Dry Guy, the man who voiced the sexy fireman.
In Loopmancer?
No, well, there's Luke Manson, but he also did the voice the sexy fireman in the Fire in His Fingertips.
Oh, yeah.
Lewd anime. A good friend Terry, he's amazing. We love him, and he's a
He's an
phenomenon.
absolute bro.
He is.
And a fantastic cook.
He said, he makes incredible cornbread.
said
And
this.
fluffies.
Oh my, like, no, seriously, like, one of our mutual friends was like, my daughter's about to head to America. Can you bring some cornbread so she knows what it should taste like? And he went, yeah, of course. Dropped it off, delivered it the whole
Did
thing.
like a drug deal. Drove to the house.
Yeah, I
She
got
came
the
to the
good
car
stuff.
and he's like, here you go. She's like, you want money? And he's like, no, just take it.
It's just a good
She's like, you want the
cornbread.
container back? He's like, no, just take it.
He was also in a white van that said free candy on the side.
Free cornbread.
So yeah, we will hopefully be bringing the wonderful Terry on to have a chat a few times now that his roster lines up with when our show is. Because normally he would be away on the weeks we recorded,
hell?
which was terrible.
Terrible.
We do have
Walked into
quite
that
a few plans in the works for this year. We will get them to you soon. I have a bucket load of candy from Japan we're going to make videos about. We have to have our team outing as well
Yay.
for food. I don't know where we'll go this... Oh, actually, I bought a teppanyaki plate. Do we want to
Oh, I
do
have one
like
of those too.
yakiniku here? And
I
we
can
can go to
bring
the
mine too.
Japanese place and get like the really good wagyu?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
one in
Yes.
Northbridge. You can
Yeah,
go
yeah.
there,
And we can then order fried chicken directly here from Nene Chicken. There'd be karaage on the side.
Can we just film you doing the teppanyaki?
Oh my god, yes.
I mean, yeah.
Can you do the egg thing?
Can you do the egg thing?
maybe. But yeah, that actually might be funny. Look, okay. Now, moving right along. Big big thank you to our Patreons. You're the ones who keep us alive and help fund some of the financial things we need, such
Brad.
as the paying for the website, URLs.
You
and
get to hear us
stuff
say
like
the
that.
naughty things before the show.
If you do want to join the Patreon, from $1 a month, you can get access to the pre-show. There will be other more exclusive things for the higher levels when we get back into the video content stuff. But $1 a month gets you access to the pre-show. It's a whole other podcast where we talk trash uncensored before every episode. It includes a bit of context on how we set up the show. It also includes some really hot takes, which are
some
not good.
Spicy personal details.
Yeah, spicy. But it's good fun. So if that's something you're interested in, details are in the episode description, along with all of our social media channels where you can find us. We're still on Twitter/X for now. I think that might be ending this year. And by that, I don't mean our presence, I mean the social network. It'll be hilarious. We are on Threads now as well. So if you've jumped boat over there, that's where you'll find us too.
Wait, which one's Threads again?
Instagram and Facebook's version of Twitter.
It's a boy.
Yeah, it's odd because it doesn't have hashtags.
Yeah.
So it's,
They haven't implemented that yet.
Hooray.
well, they were acting like they weren't going to. And I don't think hashtags are hard.
I don't think people search for words, they don't search for hashtags.
Yeah, they
so
search for keywords.
if there was a word search section, like if you could just search for something,
This is true.
then
Yeah.
it would work. Yeah.
It'd be better than filling it with hashtags every step of the way for sure. But yeah, before we run out of background music, which Aaron's jamming to, and we're all enjoying, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you for sticking with us. I realise it's been a long one. The awards tend to be, but it's not as long as it previously has been. So it's a win. It's a win. The full video version of this is on the YouTube. If you are listening on the podcast,
Fight me in the comments.
You can actually see who you're fighting now. Just do it.
You could take him. I think you could take him.
Yeah. You can also
okay,
see
you
the
can't.
bold jokes.
You have some of this.
Cringe.
Thank you. About time.
Yeah, he's offering up his lifeblood, his
luscious
fluffiness,
mane.
His luscious mane.
It's like a helmet. It protects me from everything.
Yeah,
I don't know about
including
that one.
sun, which you all take for granted.
I don't take it for granted. My dad has gone bald, so I'm well aware that it could attack me in the future.
Oh no, it's the mother's side. It's hereditary on the mother's
I
side.
know, but my mother is starting.
No, it's your mother's brother.
He went bald too.
Oh, okay, then yes, you're gonna. It's true.
Yeah, it's great. But maybe I'll go grey, get grey fox for a while, and then go bald. It'll be okay. Be nice.
It's going to turn into Patrick Stewart. It's okay.
Look, I like Patrick Stewart, but that's not good.
Gee, I was very hot.
Oh, no, hang on. My brain went somewhere else. I didn't go Patrick Stewart as in Commander Picard. My brain went Patrick Harris. Neil Patrick Harris.
What up?
Which is pretty good. Anyway, let us wrap up.
Tangent.
Tangents all the way. We can talk about this over lunch. You've been listening to Kawaii-Fi Radio. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, watch some anime!
should I go bald?
I really need a sneeze.